We have our NBIL rivals Patriots at 8-8 against the Demarest Norsemen. We're 2-11. Taking the hill today for the Wayne Patriots is number 7, Sean Colligan, who's 1-1 this year with a 3.81 ERA, and he's also been pretty decent in the pen with 2 saves this year. Scouting report on this player today is 3 keys of the game. We have, oh, and by the way, sorry, I forgot to mention, I'm Carmelo Guarneri alongside Spencer Fertig and Matt Dubow. Matt, what do you think the key for tonight's game is?
Colligan's got to be consistent. I know he acted as a closer the past 2 years. He was on varsity. He's a 3-year varsity player. He's got to be consistent, keeping it in the strike zone, making him work for it. You know, he's got to be able to throw that slider and make him work for every single hit.
Now, leading off for the Demarest Norsemen is Mike Gallad, pitcher. And Colligan deals. Hit the third, Franco. Easy routine play to John Ein, and that's out number 1 in the inning.
And I think that's where games are won, in the routine plays. You know, it's about getting the simple stuff.
Can't make those careless errors because that's how those E's are going to mount up on the bases. Are eventually going to lead to runs, and before you know it, you're going to be down 2-0 in the first, and that's not what you want to see.
Batting in the 2-hole is number 2, Alex Cliven, third baseman. Now, Colligan reading the sign, deals again. Little wild pitch there on the inside corner.
Colligan had quite a game last time against these Demarest Norsemen. He had the save, and Ogden was the starter. From what I understand, he also had one heck of a RBI, which helped them beat them 3-1. So he definitely holds a grudge against these Demarest Norsemen.
Right, the count's 1-1. Ball on the inside corner. Excuse me, I believe it's 3-0 now. First pitch was a little inside. Second pitch, excuse me. Now gets ready to deal. Strike 1. Now Cliven's looking for the payoff pitch here.
Got to take the 3-1.
Not necessarily. I mean, he makes up a little inside, and he draws his first walk of the game. And Demarest has 1 man on.
Now, just so I can get this out there early and I can make this prediction, I really think that the player of the game to watch out for is Kevin Dunn. Because if he gets on base, especially as a pinch runner, he's a very dangerous weapon that not everyone knows about, but that could really, play a key factor if the Patriots win this thing.
I don't believe he's in the
got
lineup.
Like 4.4 speed or something like that. And now batting is Andrew Wessenberg, second baseman, number 32. And his count is 0-1 for Colligan.
Look at the Colligan to Ein for pickoff here. They're a very good duo, and they love working together and catching those runners sleeping.
Now Colligan deals, and he's going for the steal. And Gibson throws it a bit high, and he's safe. And it's a steal for Alex Clivens.
The catcher position has been rotated for the Patriots. Eric White started 6 games. Alex Gibson started quite a few games. They're alternating. They're really just trying to experiment, find what fits best for them. I know Gibson has more of an arm strength than Eric, but Eric's a very smart player.
And it's a call strike there. Strike 1. 1 and 2, excuse me. Colligan looks for the pitch. Looks back at the batter. Rips it to third to Franco. Franco, watch a second. Oh, and he gets him on the tag play. And Cliven advances to third.
There's a lot of fans here today, and I think that speaks to the fact that this matchup really generates a lot of excitement in Wayne. The Wayne-Demarest matchup has been popular for years, and today is no exception.
It's always a rivalry when we play Demarest, although they're 40, 45 minutes away. It's always a big game. We're in the same division, the NBIAL, so always sparks a good matchup. And Colligan on the 1-2 pitch, outside. Excuse me, that was 1-0. A little bit of a glare there, can't see the scoreboard.
It's a beautiful day. We're hoping to keep the
fastball
rain
inside. Count is 1-1. Colligan gives him a little bit of a slider there. 1-2. So Colligan's got a very unorthodox style of pitching. I mean, he throws from like a 3/4 arm slot and a little bit of sidearm.
He's got to worry about
pitch.
that, the release point.
He could be tipping his pitches a little. Hit to Franco, fouled.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to give the batter that split-second advantage over you by letting him know what pitch you're going. That's basically the whole thing about pitchers. You got to be able to hide your pitch as well as execute.
Exactly, but he doesn't have too much difference between his fastball and slider, so you could pretty much tell. He's not really tipping off his pitches that much, but got to see when he throws the changeup if that affects anything. High for count is 2-2. All right, full count. 2 outs. Colligan looking for the punch out. And it's dribbled down the line to Franco. Franco makes the throw to first, and he's out, and that ends the inning. And they leave one runner stranded on third base. Now coming to pitch for the Demarest Norsemen is Mike Galad, number 6. And let's go over the starting lineup for our Wayne Hills Patriots.
At shortstop, batting first is Justin Donnarumma, number 43. He is a first-team All-American, All-County. not 43. He's number 13. Of course, not an All-American, but he's a good player at that, and that's why he's All-County. Batting second is Mike Peischel, playing center field. Third is Dave Ogden in right field, and Ogden would be an All-American, not an All-American, but an All-County. We're not that good, people. Batting cleanup is John Ein, also our first baseman. Jeff Brzezinski's batting fifth, also playing left field. Batting sixth is Franco, resident third baseman for the Wayne Hills Patriots. Jay Evans, who is the second baseman, bats seventh. Alex Gibson, catcher, bats eighth. And Sean Colligan, pitcher, is rounding out the lineup at the 9 spot.
And look for Big Dave Ogden in the 3 spot to come off to a big start, because he's got a ERA of over 500, about 561.
You mean batting average?
Batting average, excuse me. But he's been ripping the ball lately. And Jeff Brzezinski's been on a tear lately as well. He's been driving in a lot of runs.
2 RBIs last game against their loss against Ramapo.
Absolutely. And look for also Frank, who's has been in a little bit of a slump lately, but last game he went 2 for 3, and now he's looking to go on a tear again.
He leads the Patriots with home runs with 3. I know I interviewed him a little before the season, and he said he's looking to hit at least 5 and possibly plus that.
Yeah, the kid's a slugger. I mean, he's just got to put contact on the ball, and then he'll get out of the slump, and sooner or later he'll be hitting balls over the fence again.
And I mean, 5 home runs, that's an impressive goal, but if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be Frank Franco.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the kid could potentially have like 6 or 7 home runs.
Absolutely.
How the year goes.
Absolutely.
All right. Now back to the action. Donnarumma's up. Starting off. Below deals. Ooh, bit of a weak call there. Below the knees, and he called it a strike. But in high school, there's not much of a strike zone. There's a huge strike zones. Inside, Justin drives it to center field. Looking for a double. Awesome. And he gets a stand-up double on the drive to center field.
Very nice line drive there. Lots of power behind that. Exactly kind of hit you want to see lead off.
Now batting is our center fielder, Mike Peischel, the quarterback on our state champion football team.
He's going to be playing at Muhlenberg, I believe, in the fall, quarterback position.
Yeah, he's an excellent quarterback. The kid, smart kid. I mean, he knows how to run that team. He's also a pretty fine baseball player as well. Glove deals. And it's bunted. And he's out. Justin tried to dive over the glove of third baseman Alex Cliven, but he was to no avail. But Peischel remains on first base with the fielder's choice.
That was nice placement. You just got to hope that Justin beats that one out. I mean, 9 out of 10 times, that's what it's going to come down to, that kind of play.
Now comes to bat Dave Ogden, slugger. slugging right fielder. First pitch is a ball down in the dirt. But I believe it was a change up there. It's kind of off-speed pitch. Lord gets ready. Goes out. Pitch is taken outside. Count at 1-1. Actually, excuse me, 2-0. And another pitch down in the dirt, and it's a 3-0 count to Dave Ogden. Dave Ogden should be looking to take a pitch here, but you never know. Gets one down the plate, could drill it over the fence.
Yeah, I don't see him passing up one right down the middle.
And it's a strike, low in the inside corner. 3-1 count.
That was a good pitch to take. It wasn't in the strike zone, and on 3-0, you got to take that.
You can't call someone foolish for taking a pitch on playing out.
Especially one in the dirt.
Pitch is down, and it's a walk. And catcher Matt Giannetti didn't realize that it was a 3-0 count there, and didn't realize that he drew a walk, so threw a second.
And not only does Dave Ogden have a good batting average, but he's also got a good on-base percentage because the kid's got an eye, and he's going to make it to base one way or another.
Oh, yeah, the most important stat in baseball is OBPS, when you add the on-base percentage with the slugging. I mean, and he's definitely, it depends how many times you're on base, and he's really helping his team out. Anyway,
Big John Ein here.
Deals. Ein rips it inside. The third steps on the bag for the DP, and he gets the double play, and that ends the inning. Now we go to the top of the second inning.
You know, they cut him on that one. He got it off the handle, I think, and that's not the kind of pitch he wants to hit. I mean, he's looking for a nice power swing, get him out for a nice double.
Especially on the first pitch of the at-bat, you really got to take those pitches. I mean, he got one really close inside, a little bit of a cutter there, and couldn't do much with it.
It's always frustrating to end the inning on a double play because while it's not as sad as the triple play, it's still a lot more frustrating than your average out.
Very rare, the triple play. You don't see it much. I've seen it a few times in high school ball.
Have
but
you really?
Yes, I have. Many years here.
I mean, even in high school, a double play is pretty rare to find. I mean,
absolutely. We're witnessing, you know, what happens when two great teams play each other. Magic stuff, including the rare double play.
You say so.
So anyway, how about those Yankees, guys? Doing pretty well lately. Not bad. Beating up on the Devil Rays.
Ball's in, coming down.
I mean, Devil Rays have got a pretty decent team this year. I mean, although not like recent years where they've been in the cellar. I mean, their record's not great at like 12-17, but
the AL East is definitely one of the improved divisions of baseball.
Oh yeah, I mean, you even got Toronto doing well.
How about those Mets? That's all. They're doing pretty good.
Let's not talk about that.
I'm not a Mets fan. But
That's the kind of talent that speaks for itself.
Let's get back to Hills, guys. We're here for Hills. One thing I'd like to note is Dwayne Hill's Young Guns. They are very talented. I'll get back into them after play when we get a break.
And now batting is shortstop number 3, number 17, right fielder Sean Blumenthal, Dogs. And the first pitch is a ball. Colligan reads the sign. Throws on the inside corner. It's 2-0. Sean's struggling a little bit on his control today, throwing a lot of balls, but still getting the job done. On deals, outside corner, another ball. It was a bit outside, but I mean, I'm calling some questionable calls for Demarest. So, in the middle for a strike, the heater.
Got to catch that
3-1.
lefty inside. That's how you're gonna get him.
Got to give him that slurve pitch on the inside corner, and he's walked, pitch a bit high there.
Som's not giving him any breathing room on these balls. Lots of balls today.
Sean's got to make sure that his defense helps him out today and turn some double plays and get him out of these jams. Now batting 5 is center fielder Frank Monti. Excuse me if I'm butchering the name a bit.
Just let that one go.
Can't read my own handwriting here. Colligan throws a pitch, and he's looked like Blumenthal was soft, but he retreats back to first base. Colligan on the 0-1 pitch. That's for the sign. Pick-off move. Trying to keep the runner on his heels. Sean looking for strong pitch here. Ripped deep to center field. And it's caught near the warning track by Mike Peisel. Nice play right there by Mike Peisel, retreating for going after the ball and making the routine out.
Jumping grab. You know, one thing worth noting here is that the Demarest coach is giving the signals from first base, not third base, which is how you normally see it, which is making a little confusion for the first base runner who has to turn around and not face the pitcher.
Now batting seventh, number 9, Tom McVeigh, left fielder. And Colligan keeps looking at Blumenthal. Blumenthal's a pretty speedy kid. I mean, not much size, but the kid looks like he could run. Colligan on the pitch. Nice strike on the outside corner. The count is 0-1. Looks for the sign again. Probably going to change up here, I would think. Oh, he goes for the pickoff move again. Watching Blumenthal, the dangerous runner that he is, just to see if keep him on his heels, like I said. Now Colligan on the 0-1 pitch. It's high and inside. 1-1.
Let's take a minute to look at Wayne Hill's first base, John Ine. He's really the model first baseman. Really big, got great reach. He could help scoop stuff up out of the dirt, and yet if he needs to make a swag at the runner, he's got a really long reach and he can get them. Not to mention his hitting skills, which are just phenomenal. He's in that 4 spot.
Pitch fouled off in a 1-2 count. And back to John Ine. I mean, the kid is your prototypical first baseman. Looks like it's like a Lance Berkman type guy. I mean, big, hit the ball. I mean, a little better, you know, above average player, pretty good. Last year he was first team all league, so.
I mean, Hill's coach Chris Iannello has really taken a liking to him. He's a 3-year varsity player, I believe, and he's really proving himself and making himself known to this team.
Now Colligan looking to pitch on the 1-2 count. Colligan deals. Another pitch high and away. Count is 2-2. See what Colligan throws here. Could come at him with the slider or possibly give him his breaking pitch. The 2-2 pitch. And it's drizzled down the line to Colligan. Makes the easy play at first. And he's out. Second out of the inning. Runner Blumenthal is on second base. And now batting is the catcher, Matt Giannetti. Matt Giannetti batting in the 8th spot, which most catchers do nowadays. I mean, even Alex Gibson on our team is batting in the 8th spot. So, you know. And pitch on the outside corner. Looks like, I believe it was a slider there. 1-0. Colligan's reading the signs. Ready to deal. Looks at the runner on second. Throws. And it paints the inside corner with a nice pitch. Right there, 1-1 count.
Sean does a great job of looking that runner back at second before his release, and some pitchers can't do that because they lose the accuracy of their throw, but that doesn't happen with Sean. You see that pitch before, it was perfect.
On the outside corner, it's a pass ball, and Blumenthal moves to third base.
Well, that's also the catcher's fault, you know. He's got to be able to get in front of those, but I might have jinxed him a little bit there.
I mean, when you throw a heavy slider like Colligan does, I mean, it's hard to catch it, especially when it has that late breaking movement that it does.
Alex just has to try to be ready for it and get in front of it.
Another high pitch, count at 3-1. Sean Colligan taking his time here.
The Wayne Hills crowd's really throwing the support behind Sean, and he needs it in these tough times when there's two outs, and he needs that last out.
Payoff pitch. And it's a bit outside, but the ump wants to keep this game going, so he calls it a strike. Full count. Giannetti looking to drive that runner in home. Not in the inning. And he fouls it off. Count remains 3-2. Guarneri just needs to calm down and make some contact here. Just put the wood on the ball and try and drive that runner in.
I believe it's aluminum in high school. We're not into wood, but I get the metaphor.
Sorry for being that I wasn't politically correct there. Colligan on the 3-2 pitch. Gets him on the inside corner and ends the inning.
And that really speaks to his talent to come back from 3-1 to strike out a player with 2 outs in the inning. You really have to go to your mental reserves there, and he's apparently got quite a bit of that.
It's very true. You know, that's a very, very important strike right there. You walk that guy, you got 2 on. You know, all of a sudden they got a 2-out rally going on, and that's the worst place you want to be with a tied ball game and only the second inning. You don't want them to get an early lead.
Just, I just think we should all take a moment and just look around. I mean, this is just, if you ever talk about the perfect day for baseball, 80-degree weather, sun out, bunch of fans, classic rivalry. I really just think these days don't come along too often. And just to be in the middle of May and have this kind of afternoon excitement going for us, I don't know what's better than this. I really don't.
I believe they were predicting rain for today, so we got lucky. We weren't sure if we were going to be able to film this with the weather, but it held out for us.
And we're very excited about that.
Sound system here is superb. I believe Christie Electric helped fund that, and they got it going. They really like the music, They like to warm up to it. They like to play to it in between innings. It keeps the players going. It keeps their juices going.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the high-fidelity audio system really helps, get their nerves going and helps them, get pumped up for this game.
We talked, Matt, you mentioned before how baseball can sometimes be, while it's the American pastime, it can sometimes be a slow game. And, when you need an extra pick-me-up or something to just keep the game moving and at a high level of excitement during the downtime between innings, nothing really does it better than our high-fidelity sound system that we've got going right here. This is great.
Coach I really does make sure his players have every opportunity to win, and that sound system, just another example.
And not to change the subject here or anything, but don't these Demarest Norsemen remind you kind of the Kansas City Royals with the unis? And I mean, and with their bit of a subpar record at 2-11, I mean, the kids really come out to play, and I mean, they give it 100%. But I mean, they might not have the talent out there, but they keep their games competitive,
I think you're very quick to talk there. It's still a 0-0 game, and if you remember last game, it was only 3-1, so don't count them out yet. And as for your baseball analogies, I'm not one to favor those, but they work for you.
I don't want to get too. Sorry, all right, yeah, I'm not going to get too cliche or anything. Angelo deals to 31 Jeff Przinsky.
Jeff Przinsky on a hot streak, 2 RBIs last game against Ramapo.
Przinsky looking to bring a spark to the team. Rips it to the second baseman. Throws it. Beats out the throw. Doesn't beat out the throw.
But the great thing about this team is that they play hard. A lot of times in professional baseball, you'll see people who hit what's a surefire out, and they'll just slow up on the run down to first base. But not Jeff. He runs that one hard all the way through.
Jeff also has quite a bit of speed on him. He plays as a safety for the Wayne Hills Patriots football team, and he played quarterback, a little wide receiver. He's very quick. So he had a chance to beat that one out.
Now up is a slugging third baseman, Frank takes the first pitch in the dirt. Count is 1-0.
And let's see if Frank Franco can have some magical at bat and further his goals in terms of getting 5 home runs. Let's look for number 4.
You hear the bench chanting, "Oh, Franco!" But what they got to make sure here to do is make contact. If he makes contact, the ball's gonna fly. He can't swing for the fences, even though he wants those home runs.
Now the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt to Franco.
Matt, you brought up that O cheer. That O cheer actually has, quite a big history. I remember back from my days in Little League playing with Frank Franco, and people would always chant O because he's been a slugger for years.
That's good history fact there.
I mean, what can we say? The kid's a fan favorite. He's a class act. Rips
there
it.
There we go.
Deep to center field. At the wall. And it's across the warning track.
Ground rule double.
Ground rule double over the wall.
You see quite a few of those for Frank, too, because, they get there, not quite over, hit the fence, get in the gap.
Frank has always been determined to get it over the fence one way or another.
This is true.
And here he just went the other way.
One way or another. That was a great shot for Frank.
And now batting the sophomore, Jay Evans, who's playing at second base.
I'll get into it a little more later, but Hills really does have a lot of young players, what I like to refer as the young guns. And I'll get a little into that during one of the breaks, but Jay Evans is definitely part of that.
Right, he's our young stud second baseman, like Robinson Cano. All right, hit to shortstop. And Jay beats out the throw.
There was no throw on that.
An
He
E5
fumbled it.
there. I beat
It was a smart move by the shortstop there. A wild throw could have cost him, especially with the man on second.
The errors like that can make or break a team. So let's see if Demarest can rebound from this.
Just
the
like
little things that.
Just like we were saying before, careless mistake.
Yeah, a little bit of a bounce there, and they're got to make sure the grounds people clean up all the bumps and spots there before the game.
The Patriots field is quite the field. Normally bumps are not a problem.
Do the janitors maintain this field?
I have no
They
clue.
do an amazing job. I don't know who does it here, but I
And
believe
we
it
could
is
pretty
the
much
fans.
play on the shortstop. I mean,
Yeah,
he tried his best, but
we
you know,
love the
what can you
janitors here at
do?
Wayne Hills, so.
Yeah. Gibson fouls it off hard.
I think we said something Gibson didn't like because he's trying to kill us over here. But I guess we're even now. So
He fired back a warning shot, and I think we get the picture now. All compliments from here.
Alex has great arm strength.
That's a prime example of how
He's
somebody's
a very
gonna
big
get hurt.
guy.
Everybody, down below the fence. Thank you.
Now the umpire is talking to the Wayne Hills bench, telling them to get off the fence and just be careful from any foul balls that may, come into the dugout. And the pitch to Gibson on the inside corner, call for a ball, 1-1 count.
Even though the umpire's warning something like that may not seem like a big deal, Hills has to make sure they still support their team. Even if they're not standing at the fence, they have to cheer them on. And it seems like they're still doing that.
Gibson with 2 runners on, looking to drive a couple in. And he gets hit by the pitch. And now the bases are juiced for our pitcher, Sean Colligan, coming up on a big spot here.
And just one last thing about Alex Gibson. Not only is he a senior on the team and the star catcher, but he's also a real big mentor on the team. And we'll discuss that more later. But first, the player I said to watch out for,
Speak of the
Kevin
devil.
Dunn. He liked everyone to know that his teammates refer to him as Dunner, and he's really a speedy kid, good kid off the field, good kid on the field, and this is where some magic can really start to happen for the Patriots. Kevin Dunn is on first base.
Kevin Dunn was noted as the fastest kid in the school a few years back at a football combine, and he pulled his hip flexor muscle, and I think that affected his speed a little bit, but he's definitely still one of the fastest, if not the fastest, and he's going to tear up these bases right now.
Colligan gets the pitch, rips it into center field, and 1 run scores. 2 runs score as Evans is in, and Colligan will hold that first. And now he's going to second from a pass ball catcher.
Speed on these bases was amazing with Jay Evans and Kevin Dunn. They just get there.
Is this a
before you
baseball
even
game or a 100-yard meter dash?
We should be down at the track for this game. I don't know what's going on.
Second baseman didn't make a wise move there throwing it home because, you could get errors like that. Should have just kept the ball in, let the runners on first and second. Now you got runners on second and third with Justin Donnarumma now coming to bat.
Pitch runner for the pitcher. Another speedster, Matt Farella.
And I'm guessing in high school that you could DH in the middle of a game because Colligan, I believe, is still pitching unless some injury occurred that we don't know about.
Colligan's pitching. They want to make sure he's nice and rested before he goes back out there. So they took him off the bases, which is a wise move because he's not exactly the fastest kid. And they have a lot of speed right now on the bases. Lots of opportunity.
And the hard-working Matt Farrell is on second base. Pitch for a
Let's
strike.
talk about Matt Farrell a little bit. You always see him in the gym. He's always there the extra half an hour, making sure he gets the full workout, making sure that he gets the best of his ability and gives his coach everything he has. He's a really hard-working player.
He always gives it 110%. And Donnarumma rips it deep to left field. This one is back. It is gone.
Out.
Home run. See ya. That's his second home run on the year for Justin Donnarumma. And he gets the 3-run shot, and the Wayne Hills are on the board with a 5-0 lead.
That was sweet as candy, I tell you. Everybody likes candy. That's why Halloween is such a popular holiday.
I'm not too fond of Halloween, although, you could get your own candy anytime. I think I'm not too big on it.
That was a screamer. That one was out of here. No. Hills just a 5-0 now.
The frustrating thing about high school baseball is that when you get a home run in a regular ballpark, and you know what? Just wait for this. Let's go to the play-by-play, and we'll talk about that in a minute.
Angelo deals inside a play show, fouls it off back.
When you get a home run in a regular baseball game, you can hear the ball hit the wood as it goes out of the park, and that's the magical sound. When you hear the ball hit aluminum, not so much. You know where it's going. You know the general vicinity, but you don't really want to hear that sound. It's not magic.
It's not a pleasant sound, but it's a very pleasant sight. I can tell you that much.
And pitch high. Actually, as a matter of fact, I think that little ding on the aluminum bat's pretty nice. I mean,
Hurts my ears. I don't know. It's nails on chalkboard. or
Yeah, I'm
something.
feeling some ringing right now, still from that homer. That's how you know it's a big one.
Once
Your
again,
ears are
you're
still
alone,
ringing.
Carmelo.
Yeah,
Now
but
he's in
why am I always the
the
odd man?
on the bat.
I mean, it brings back good memories of those Little League days, you know? Those days when I used to play baseball.
Come on,
I
Carmelo.
was a
you
pretty decent fielder, but I couldn't hit,
You
so
never
that's
played
why.
baseball. Come
Yeah,
on.
I did. I played some Little League back in the day. Yeah. Played for Green Blade. And forget for 2 or 3
Spencer was
years.
on Green Blade. Right? You guys were teammates?
Clearly, I'm not remembering, but I was a star third baseman for about a season or two. Carmelo
Well-
was a
I was right fielder.
right. Much better batter than I was, though, it must be added.
Guys,
Yeah.
1-1.
And our
Comment
fans are
from Wesley Till.
saying how all the bad kids play right field in Little League.
He's
And,
another Wayne Hills correspondent. He was on the chat call.
it's all the kids who can't, hit.
Great sports analysis.
And by the way, just because, I just wasn't playing because I couldn't hit. Even if you could field,
Let's get back to the game, Carmelo. We don't want to hear your excuses.
All right. Now we got a 1-2 count for Peischel. Pitch inside, takes it for a 2-2 count. Struggling here, trying to regroup after a gruesome 5-0 lead by the Patriots. Looking at 10-run rule. Yeah, I was about to say that. Breaking ball in the dirt.
Could all go home
Full
early,
count.
start our Friday nights. But
Our Cinco de Mayo,
Cinco de Mayo, yes.
Galard's breaking ball hasn't been too good today. I mean, a lot of it's been dirt. And the 3-2 pitch is ripped to right center field at the wall. Peischel's going to beat it out for base, and a stand-up double for Mike Peischel.
This is just a home run derby without the home runs. The players here at Wayne Hills. I mean, not necessarily going over the fence, but they're going quite close
I think
to it.
batting practice would have been a better term, but I guess home run derby works.
Right now Ogden is back up. Looking at Peischel at second. Gives him a nice pitch over and a bloop to center fielder. Peischel stops at third, gets the signal, stop at third. Nice call there by Rella, telling him to go in at third.
You're going to be looking for a steal of some kind, first and third, only one out. They have an out to give, and if they want another run, they're definitely going to be sending the guy in first and hoping to get a throw down. See what happens. This should be a good situation.
Excuse me, that's Ionello as a third base coach. Sorry for the little bad call right there. Now Big John Ein is up. Also the tight end on our football team. Pretty good player.
I believe he's going to be playing football at UMass in the fall. He's a very nice player. He's very dedicated as well.
And it's ripped
Rocket.
to right field and makes the catch. Brings it in for the first out of the inning, and Peischel
Peichel's
tags
in.
up. And another run is on the board. 6-0 Wayne Hills Patriots.
It's very possible Dave Ogden could have been on second for that, but he wasn't tagged up, so he had to get back and play it safe.
The art of tagging up is, we regard as like a simple thing, but it can be kind of tricky.
Yeah, it's another one of those simple careless mistakes kids make, and it'll give you an out very easily.
And now Galot deals fastball high and gets him to chase for the 0-1 pick. John Ein, not exactly a fast base runner, but looking to do what he can here. Throws the pitch. Another breaking ball in the low for count 1-1.
1-1.
Excuse me, that was Dave Ogden there. Ein already came in. Ooh, bit of a bad call there. The pitch, I believe it was a bit inside, but
Coach is standing behind his player.
deals. Oh, and he gets hit by another pitch.
Jeff took one for the team. Very tough kid. I've been friends with him for many years. I've seen him do many stupid things, and he just takes the pain. And
That wasn't a
doesn't
stupid
complain.
thing right there. That was very smart. You're talking about, hard work and dedication. That's a common word among a lot of players of these teams. You don't get to having, at least a 500 record by kids who aren't really committed to winning. These
Jeff-
kids are committed to winning.
Jeff's a very nice athlete. He's about 6'1", 6'2", very strong, and he's got the size. He
Whoa.
can take him.
Galard is struggling here today. Throwing a 2-hit batsman already and a walk. Not doing too well today. Not really spotting his pitches at all.
The throw
Count
chant
is
once
0-1.
again.
Franco hits it a short.
In the gap.
And nice
Oh,
diving stop. And he doesn't have time to make the throw. And the bases are juiced now for Jay Evans.
All right, guys, I have a
baseman.
question. Do you think that was smart of the shortstop to hold it there, or should he have risked it knowing that there's already 2 outs and they really need this?
I think that the pitcher made the smart move. When you're down 6-0, you can, make rash decisions. But you know what? It's not 10-run rule yet. You got to make the smart play. That wouldn't have been a smart play.
I think he should have gone for it. And, they're in a bad slump right here. They need to get out of this inning, and that possible out could have done it for him. And now they're faced with 3 on. Bases loaded.
Matt, this is where those mental reserves that we talked about come into play. This pitcher's really got to dig deep into his head right now, not necessarily his arm, and say, do I want to win this game for my team?
Lord deals. Low pitch at the knees.
If that pitcher's the start of something, his answer is a resounding yes.
Another way that the pitcher can end this is through his team. His team's got to be behind him, supporting him. Come on, let's go, and that'll also help the mental reserves and get him through it.
And he gives him some chin music there as the pitch almost brushes him in the face.
He's got to watch that a few more. He might be getting a warning from the umpire, and we'll see what happens.
Better watch that the Wayne Hills Patriots don't send a message next inning when he comes up to bat.
Very good point.
Pitch gets him the cut, and the count is 2-2. Looking to get out of this rough inning here.
We're at 2-2 right now. We're at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. This is a really
Second
critical
inning?
pitch. Second inning, wow.
Now, if you see the infield's playing back, looking for an out to end the inning, they're not worried about the runner on third going home. They just want to get out of this, just like I said before.
And I don't blame them. If I was them, I'd want to get out of this inning.
They got to get out of the slump right now. They scored 6 runs this inning, and it's just killing them morally.
The Lord really wants to get out of this terrifying inning and just regroup after this. And now it goes to full count.
You can't walk a runner in. That kills, your emotions. It plays with your head. You start walking runs in. He's got to make sure he keeps throwing strikes, keeps it competitive, lets his field do the work. That's how he's got to get out of this.
Evans is looking for a good pitch to hit here. And he strikes out in the outside corner, and that's 3 outs there as we head to the top of the third.
That was a very tough pitch to me. That was something.
That was very good on Demarest's side. I mean, Evans just has to try to grunt it and hit that. I know he was lots of pressure on their bases loaded, 2 outs, full count, but you got to just make the best out of it, swing.
And now there's pressure on the offense to pick this up. I mean, 6 unanswered runs. Granted, they scored 6. Wayne Hill scored 6 runs in that inning, but you've got to put some pressure on the other team and say, we're not giving this game to you.
Yeah, it could be over very quickly here. If Hills gets up, has one more inning like that, you get 4 runs and they hold them.
We're gone. They need to make a statement right here.
We'll be breaking out the salsa and Tostito chips for Cinco de Mayo in no time.
It'll be a barbecue in an hour if they don't step things up.
I'd like to take a moment to point out the rest of the crew who's behind the camera. We've got our advisor, Mr. James Hoogstrait, William Piper, Jason Nye. Who else do we have here today? James Valenti.
Those are the big
right?
4, as we like to call them here in the announcing crew. This really wouldn't happen without Mr. Hoogstrait or the dedicated people behind the camera, in terms of scheduling these games, doing all the hard behind-the-scenes work in terms of setting this up, and allowing us to bring the game to you, the viewers. So really, big round of a hand. You don't see them on camera, you don't hear them on camera, but they're really the cogs that make this clock work.
William Piper, Mr. Valenti, and Jason Nye are all graduating. It's going to be hard to keep on going without them.
Let's hope we're back next year. That's all I
If
can
you
say.
see us next year, folks, with some bad camera work, you gotta bear with us because we're gonna have rookies, and after having these experienced vets, on camera, we're a little privileged and we're spoiled, to say the least.
It's a good thing. Thank you for bringing that up, Matt, because really you can't ever take your camera crew for granted. They bring you the visuals, and that's more important than anything we're gonna say.
We're just voices, we can only do so much.
All right, back to the action. Colligan deals. Outside corner for a ball. Colligan has a comfortable lead here, looking to hold this 6-0 run. For the Demarest Norsemen, they need to play some small ball, lay down bunts, move some runners, see what they could do. And it's ripped to right field. And he's looking to beat it. Nice. Retreats back to first.
The outfield here is very strong. They have strong arms. So you see, like Dave Ogden like that, if he would have gone for second base, would have been out very easily, I believe, because of the cannon on him. You see that lots of times when he takes the mound to pitch.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't test the arm of any of these 3 outfielders on the team. Peischel, Brzezinski, and
all
Ogden
big
all
kids.
have good arms. And a bit of a nice changeup right there, 0-1.
And you bring up how the outfield has good arms. When it's a 6-0 situation, you want to score runs. You can tend to get greedy, and it's very important. I always say don't be greedy, when I eat cookies and stuff. Don't eat too many. And that's really key in baseball as well.
That's why you've kept your lean figure, I believe.
I think so.
Thank
Pitch is
Carol.
High for a ball, 1-1. Colligan reads the sign. If I was Demarest here, I would try and lay down a squeeze and move the runner over. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, they really do need runs. Even if it's just one, they have to try to get into a little rally here. If that starts out with a bunt leading to a run, so be it.
Colligan throws it high, and it's 2-1.
So now, when you need to score 6 runs, do you think it's worth, laying down a bunt just to advance a runner one base in this situation?
I mean, it still is. I mean, it's only the 3rd inning. You could always come back and rally. You got to just play it 1 inning at a time.
Personally, I wouldn't do it. I think they need to get into a rally, and they need to save all the outs they can. The solution to that would just be hitting. Go for the hit, get on base. They have to get kids on base, which will translate into runs. Put the pressure on the defense to make the plays and make it so if they mess up, that's a run in.
Yeah, definitely a good point there. But also, you got to take into consideration they don't have many huge hitters on this team like Wayne Hills does. But, they could always get some nice bloop hits to the outfield.
See that chin music there? I think he was getting them back for the last inning where there's quite a few close calls with the Hills kids. They're really sending a message. You watch out because you don't mess with Hills.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's an unwritten rule in baseball that, you hit at 2 of our players. You got to. I mean, I'm surprised Colligan didn't do that more than once already. And he draws another second walk of the game, and 2 runners are on. And they call time to talk to Colligan, who's struggling a bit out there, but still keeping pretty decent control.
And as Alex Gibson makes his way to the mound, we talked about him earlier, not only is he the starting catcher on this team, but he's also sort of a mentor. He recently stopped by the Chad Cutler show, which is probably still airing right now, and translated to you, the viewer, and the public out there, the goals that he has for this baseball team and how he uses his leadership skills to really help bring this team together to work as a collective unit. He's really a stand-up act.
They're all very determined, and they all work very well as a team. I'm sure Coach Inel emphasis on the team. They need to work together. Baseball is not a one-person sport, even though it may seem like that offensively. Everybody's together. You need one another to get on base, to move on the bases, and he makes sure that these players know that they need one another. They have to be there for one another, and they have to be able to rely on each other. And, it's that trust, which has really put them 6-0 here in the 3rd.
Now, it looks like Gibson's going to make his way back. I'm not a play-by-play guy, just observing the fact that it looks like he had his talk with Colligan and now is ready to catch some more balls.
I do that quite a bit. You get caught up in the moment. All of a sudden, before you know it, you're taking Carmelo's job, and we got to apologize for that.
Pardon. Really?
It's hard.
Got to give me some more airtime, guys. All right, Colligan's back. Throws the pitch. Breaking ball outside. 1-0 count. And Colligan's making his starts now because Ali Afaki was struggling as a starter, and Colligan was a closer, but now they switch roles, and it's worked out very well for the team so far. Colligan throws it, borderline pitch, and he calls it a ball, 2-0.
That looked like a strike to me. I'm not going to complain with an umpire. I'm sure he's right behind the plate. He's got a better vision than me, but that looked like it weighed it down right down the middle.
Back to the closing thing. Sean was a closer for Patriots during his first year on varsity. I believe it was sophomore year, and then last year, his junior year, they kind of altered him starter, closing, and they found that he didn't handle the pressure as well as a starter, so they put him as the closer position. And now this year he seems, as a senior with the more experience, to be taking the role a lot better than he did last year. And
a lot of starters who have been struggling, I mean, been successful closers like Ali Afaki, he could become a successful closer because he could throw as hard as he wants because he's only pitching 1 inning at a time. And then right now we have Ali Afaki right here. He's looking for an interview.
All right, Ali, I have a few questions for you. First of all, thank you for joining.
Hey, no problem, anytime.
What are your predictions for this game in particular, having the 6-0 lead in the 3rd? You think the possible 10-run rule? What are you thinking?
Well, Sean's got to shut these guys down, hopefully. Get out here early.
Okay, yeah, you want that Cinco de Mayo party as well, don't you?
Hey, hell yeah.
Well, watch the language there, Ali. But now, what does Demarest have to do? What do you have to do to make sure Demarest doesn't come back, do you think, in your personal opinion?
Well, first of all, we can't be walking kids. Got to let the ball hit it.
Okay, we're going to interrupt that for a little play-by-play, Carmelo.
And now runs in home number 15, who's Jimmy McCagnon.
Ali had to run there. He's warming up. He might be coming in for a little relief right about now when they get that first run. But we'd like to thank Ali for his few words of wisdom. They were very well appreciated.
Yes, absolutely. He's always been, a knowledgeable source of the game and on, what the players are thinking. He's always been really good at translating what the people are thinking, and he did that just there.
He's a man of the people.
Man of the people. That's Ali.
Now Now these pesky Norsemen coming back, 6-1, and pass ball, and he decides not to go. No outs, runner on second and third.
You know, Wayne Hill's Patriot Field has been renovated over the season, and they made the backstop a lot bigger. And that, if you see, Alex Gibson, who caught on the smaller backstop, may not be used to this yet, even though they're halfway through the season, a little more than halfway through the season. So you got to look for that bigger opportunity for that man on third to run home, and he's got to be careful because I'm not sure this whole Hills team's adjusted to it yet, but I might be wrong.
And thanks for pointing that out, because the viewer at home can't really get a sense of it. I didn't even get a sense of it, but it's quite the big backstop. It really gives this field a larger-than-life kind of aspect.
Another slurve type of pitch there by Colligan, because I mean he doesn't throw like a 12-6 deuce. I mean he throws like more of like a sidearm curveball, which looks like a slider almost. Breaking pitch there, and he walks him. Now the bases are loaded for number 3.
Timeout here.
Anthony Corso, shortstop.
Now, while they're talking, me and Spence were just having a little conversation while you were going on there, Carmelo. They decided, for some reason, to make center field higher. They put goalie nets, I believe, there acting as the fence, and that could be strategy. What do you think?
When you have power hitters like Frank Franco constantly knocking it over the fence day in and day out, the other team can start to get suspicious. So they said, you know, we'll put up a higher center field wall, maybe challenge the players on our team and the other team more.
Or maybe we just ran out of fence, but I like that answer, Spence. I buy it.
We got our own version of the green monster here. We got the black monster here
Soccer
in Patriot
monster.
Stadium.
Paper bag monster.
Paper bag.
It's not a green monster, but it does its work.
And throws the pitch. And low pitch called approximately about knee high. Bit of a questionable call there, but even so, 1-1 count. Ump wants to go home and eat his dinner early, so he's gonna let pitches go. Goes the pitch high. And nobody's gonna run because.
Once again, that big backstop comes into play. You know, Sean's really in a slump here. You got no outs, bases loaded, already man in. He's got 2 balls. He's down in the count. The team's got to get behind him here. I know Ali Alfiki's in the bullpen warming up, but you want to stick with your go-to guy. He's been pitching great. The team's got to get behind him. He's got to pitch those strikes and let his team play for him.
What about
because
that?
That's what it's going to come down to.
What about that large backstop do you think might be causing problems for the team?
I mean, I don't think they're used to having so much activity behind the plate. Normally it just bounces off and they look for the rebound, you know, as opposed to running back and getting it.
It's a very notable observation.
Now we got a full count here, no outs, bases juiced for the Demarest Norsemen. Looking to bring this game closer. And the pitch, low in the dirt, and he walks the bases loaded. Sean Colligan, a little bit of control problem here. He just needs to take a deep breath, regroup.
And this game really has themes in it, like we were talking about. Once again, you just got to dig down into those mental reserves. I feel like a broken record, but
pitching coach, Mr. Rella, Coach Rella, I'm used to the gym teacher, is calling Ali from the bullpen, and we'll see what's going to happen right here. He's going to talk to the pitcher. Looks like that's the ball right there, and we're going to have a transfer. Ali Alfiki, the closer we were just speaking of before, who's very Colligan-esque, is going to take the mound. We'll see what it looks like.
Ali's going to have a tough time here. I mean, he's going to be pitching 4 innings instead of his usual closing job of 1, but they were a little thin on middle relievers, so I had to put him in.
You can't really be down about that performance, though, by Sean Colligan. 2 earned runs, especially, you know, he had so much support on the offense that he really does have his team in a good position to still have control of the game and hopefully win at the end.
Ali's got a real lanky frame. I mean, he's not a real big pitcher, but, I mean, a lot of times tall, you know, lanky kids could throw the ball really hard because they get a lot of speed from their arms. And, like, look at Mariano Rivera, for instance, you know. Guy's pretty small, but, you know, he throws like a 98-mile-an-hour consistently in the 9th inning of every game he plays for the Yanks.
You know, I played freshman baseball here with Ali and some of these guys on here, and Ali may not have the speed that some of these other guys have, but he has a great curve. Starts at the top and drops on you and out of nowhere. So look for that here. He's definitely going to be getting guys with that curve. He's got a nice change that he's worked on, I know, but definitely the curve is going to be a big deal. He's a big guy, so he could get that hang. Gets it up, and it drops on you.
And you always hear people talking about the intangibles, the stuff that you can't measure in, pitch speed or pitch selection. But Ali's got the intangibles. He's got the mental toughness to stick in a game when times are tough. And he's got the versatility to just adapt to the changing conditions, whether it be a righty up at bat, a lefty up at bat, and needs a special selection of pitches. He's got it all. He really has the makings of a great pitcher, and he's really starting to show that this year.
Because of his size, he's got to make sure he finishes small. I know he doesn't want to be his follow through up top. He wants to keep it nice and small, nice and low. Keep it small. Get that ball right in the strike zone. He likes to throw it inside and low. I know that on him, so we'll see how it goes.
The fact that he's pitching less innings, he could get that low 80-mile-an-hour fastball over the plate more consistently, and it'll make a difference when he throws his changeup, which is probably about 60 miles an hour. It's a big difference. It'll get the hitters off their feet.
While we have a minute here, I was asked by one of our broadcasting associates, Andrew Gallo, who's a Wayne Hills baseball player, to mention that he is a catcher, and he may not be in this game. He plays JV, but look for him next year, folks. He's going to be competing for that catching spot with Eric White and Dan DeSico, and it's going to be quite a run. He just wanted me to mention that. He's very, very good at broadcasting. We do the hockey games, football games with him, and he helps lead this club. So many behind the scenes here, Everybody else is busy this spring season, so we got called up from the bullpen, so to say. But Dave Suntup, and Andrew Gallo are two of the big ones who couldn't be here today. So.
And, you can't see it now, but because the JV team's not playing, this is varsity. But, you talk about those young guns. And the great thing about this team is that we've got a JV arsenal for when these varsity players, eventually grow up and get older, move on next year and the year after. I'll go to Carmelo because Ali's about to pitch, but we've got some great people coming up, too.
All right, still no outs, and Ali deals. Gives him a fastball inside, fouled off, 0-1. And Al-Faki looking to try and end this inning right here. And if any possible runs do come in, it won't be Ali's earned run. It will be tacked on to Sean Colligan's ERA because they're his runners. So Ali can't really get hurt here. The team can, but Ali's ERA will still remain around 2. And that's first 2 pitches, strikes by Ali.
All right,
way to set the tone.
Let's go back to that young team. JV just beat Ramapo, I believe, yesterday, 2 days ago. It was a great game, and unlike the varsity team who lost, they beat Ramapo, showing that they have a lot of promise. They're looking to take over, and they can't wait to get that opportunity to prove that they're the real deal.
Al-Faki ready to deal. Throws it hard, high, and it's a ball for 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now Al-Faki, the 1-2 pitch. If I were him, I'd throw a nice breaking ball here. There you go. Change up outside, 2-2.
That was a little high.
Now the count is even at 2-2. He throws it hard for strike 3. First out of the game. Ali bringing the heat there. Looked to me like on the radar gun, that one almost hit 84.
It was hard, I'll tell you that much. Can't get the official count because we don't have the technology, unfortunately. I wish we could, but Carmelo, you got quite an eye for these things, so I'm going to trust you with the 84.
I was estimating there, but I'm pretty sure it's around mid-80s, low 80s, because that was some definite heat there.
He's got a lot of force. He uses the momentum of his body because he's such a long person, He uses that to really slingshot the ball out there.
Ball in the dirt, 1-0.
If you are watching us for the first time this season, that's because you are watching us for the first time this season. This is the first and only game we'll be able to broadcast to you. And if you have a problem with that and enjoy the game, please write letters to your local congresswoman or school board people to supply us with the finances and resources so that we can hopefully bring you more baseball games next year in the future. We really love to do that if you will just help us out.
And it's hit to short. Looking at barehanded at first. Nice play there by Donnarumma, but another run scores.
Beautiful.
As it's 6-3, 2
That's
out.
more than nice. That is pick a word for
beautiful,
it.
Beautiful. I just said it before. Beautiful. Justin Donnarumma, the barehander, takes lots of hand-eye coordination to be able to do that, not to mention toughness, because that's going to hurt him a little bit. That was a pretty hard hit. And then you had the reach by John Nine. Just like we were saying before, he's a really big guy. He's able to do that where most first basemen can't. And that's really a great asset to this team.
And that was a gutsy play. That was gutsy.
Donnarumma's like our Derek Jeter of our team. Very good in the field, above average hitter. And he just captain of the team. He just holds his team together. Ali throws hard inside. And it's 0-1. 2 outs, runners on second and third. Ali ready to deal. The pitch, breaking ball, got away right there, slipped away. Ali was grunting there. Looked like maybe feeling a little pain there on the curveball. Young kids got to watch when they throw breaking balls because, I mean, they could really hurt their arms if they don't, watch their delivery or anything. Now the 1-1 pitch. Throws it hard. Rip to first to Ein. Nice scoop. And he gets the third out of the inning as we go to the bottom of the third.
Now, we don't have the crowd mic'd up, but as Matt, Carmelo, and I all noted, a fan behind us referred to Ali as Flash. Flash is a nickname that's developed for this hot pitcher in the past few years because of the fact that he throws so hard that the ball just flashes right by you.
Really? How'd you know those origins? Those are very, very good story behind that.
I think so.
The kid is also known as the Sandman when he comes into close games in the ninth inning as well.
I like to call him the Whiz Kid, but that has not caught on yet.
Wayne Hills is very creative with these nicknames. You got to wonder, who's coming up with these?
We really are. When you've got players with the unique talents like our team does, it's really easy to come up with a lot of different nicknames.
Like I was saying before about the young guns, as I like to refer to them, this team's very young. You got Frank Franco, Jeff Brzezinski, Eric White, Spizzanti, and Jason Evans, who's starting second. You don't see all these kids, not all of them starting. You got Kevin Dunn also on the bases, but they really are helping out this team tremendously and leading them in the future of this ball team. Next year is going to be a great year for Wayne Hills. You have Jeff Brzezinski, the two RBIs. I know he had a heck of a shot during this game. Eric White, who's 4-2 as a starter. He doesn't have the arm strength. He's a smaller kid. He's about 5'6", but he's great mechanics, a very intelligent player. Jason Evans and Spizzanti, very known for their RBIs. They got on base. Unfortunately, Jason missed that last opportunity, but 9 out of 10 times he's going to get that, and he's going to knock those kids in. And, these young guns are really looking towards the future of this Wayne Hills baseball team. They're looking at possibly a very, very heavy state championship run, not to mention this year, but next year.
And it's also interesting that, just very quickly, that the pitcher number 6, Galad, is still in after a rough outing last inning. It's interesting that the team still keeps him. He's a good pitcher, but today just might not be his day.
Do you think that Hills should have stuck with Colligan and kept him in there through that tough inning, even though he only let up, I think it was 2. He let up 2 as opposed to
It's
number
better
6.
to, just let him go out and, keep his confidence for the next game and just save his arm so he could possibly, pitch in long relief next game or get a, third day start instead of waiting his next 5th day in the rotation. So. And
I think it speaks to Wayne Hill's pitching depth as compared to Round Pole. If you have good depth, you'd be able to maybe take out a pitcher when he's having a tough day, whereas if you don't, you can't necessarily
It's true. I like the points there.
And the manager must really have faith in this Galad kid because, keeping him in.
Do we have the numbers on him? No, right? We don't know what his numbers are?
Yeah, we weren't provided that by our staff.
I'm guessing by their 2-11 record that he can't have more than 2 wins, and I'm guessing he probably only has 1. But it shows that even though this Demarest team may not have the W's, the coach believes in him, and he truly does believe that he could stay in the game and keep them competitive after a bad inning.
I would estimate that, it has a high 4, low 5 ERA. Which isn't great, but, it's mediocre, and, it's like a rebuilding team, so,
he could be that cornerstone, And the great thing about Wayne Hills is, we see Alex Gibson batting number 8, where on many other teams he could be a higher starter. They really have depth all throughout the lineup.
Oh, yeah, there's power all throughout this lineup. And, everybody in this lineup is pretty much a threat.
Cameraman Jason Nye almost took one to the head there, but I think he got out of it.
Thank God he didn't.
That'd be terrible.
He's one of the cogs, like I said, that makes this clock work, and he's pretty invaluable to us. Thank you, Jason Nye.
The 2-2 pitch on Gibson.
Once again, I think we said something to get Alex mad because he keeps trying to take out our crew.
Jason Nye, by the way, as you saw, that foul ball went off the first baseline. Jason Nye is bringing you the wonderful shots from left field.
And a beautiful breaking ball there by Galad, getting Gibson out on 5 pitches. 6 foul ball. And now batting looks like Ali Al-Faqih.
I believe he took over Sean's spot.
Not a superb batter, but he's like 1 for 2 this year so far. Not many at bats, obviously, because he's a pitcher, but
he's got a lot of power. He's a big kid. The problem is he has a very big strike zone, so it's hard for him to get walks. He's got to look to hit. He's got to look to make contact, and if he makes contact, it'll go.
Are pitchers ever superb hitters, though? The only great, and not even great, hitting pitcher I've ever seen is Steve Traxel of the Mets. Not necessarily a great pitcher,
You and the Mets.
but quite the hitter.
Mike Hampton and Dontrell Willis are pretty big hitters. I mean,
You knew Carmelo was going to pull some names. You knew it. It was coming.
Hampton had like 9. No, Hampton had 11 one year, and like Willis had like 9. So both pretty good.
Once again, Ali almost took one there. He was rolling out of the way, but this is really turned into a grudge match here. I'm wondering if some of these are intentional.
Well, we talked about that rivalry, and we weren't sure how that would manifest itself today, and apparently it's really vicious. I don't want to say vicious because both teams are good-hearted, but really quite intense.
See, Ali got a little shaky there. He's got to stay in there, even though there's some good ones. You can't be scared of the ball. If you're scared of the ball, there goes your at bat.
What's
right
been the
there.
word of the day? Mental reserves.
That's your word of the day, not mine.
So what's your word of the day?
Ali, strike on the outside corner.
My
Bit
word-
outside, but
Yeah,
I'm
young
scoring.
guns.
Young guns.
Young guns was my word. While Carmelo liked the baseball analogy.
Carmelo
so
just
those are
goes for
his
Yankee
words right now.
players.
All right.
So we'll all stick to our games because that's what we're best at.
Bit of a questionable call there. Is it a little bit on the outside corner?
Third inning hasn't been as promising as the second, but the 10-run rule is still there. They need nine runs now, I believe. But
Demarest isn't ready to have that Cinco de Mayo, not really a
Fiesta
barbecue.
party.
Yeah, Fiesta, that's exactly it. They're saying, you know what, hold off on the Tostitos, close the salsa can, we're here to play.
yeah, we're not going home yet. They're night hawks, I believe. They like the nighttime.
Now Donnarumma, who homered, I believe he homered in his last
Yep.
bat. Am I correct?
Yep. Three-run homer, I think.
Yes. The 3-run shot over
shot.
the right field wall. It's back up to bat. Gonna maybe put another one over the fence. And a wild pitch there by Galad.
I think he's getting tired. The coach has to really think about pulling me. Even though he did do very well in this inning, he's got 2 outs already, nothing. Nobody scored. He's getting tired, and you see that in that last pitch. So coach has to think about pulling him. He's done pretty good. He made a comeback in this inning, but you don't want to push your luck too much.
The question is, who do we replace him with?
They have a couple guys on the bench that they could go to. Who's the roster sheet?
No, they actually do have a couple guys on the bench. One amazing story of an orphan. I'm not quite sure of the pitcher's name, but made it across America on boat by himself, and hopefully will come in soon to.
Would you have a name of this
Demarest.
orphan? I'm
No,
curious.
but he's truly, he's been talked about around the league for quite some time, and truly an amazing story. I mean, I don't want to give out names if it's not true, but I know that hopefully we're due up for an inspirational
eyes
player.
open in the
I know,
media.
keep
I
your
haven't
eyes
I haven't
peeled.
seen
This is a
anything
Sports
about
Center
this.
story right here. I mean,
Spencer's breaking it for you because I've never heard of this, but Justin takes the walk.
it's another like El Duque type player coming over here. We may not be sure what his age is though.
That's a very good point.
One thing I'd like to point out here is you have Coach Einel, the head coach, the manager of the Wayne Hills Patriots, on third base coach, and then you have Coach Baz Licato, Coach Baz, on first base, and he's been an asset to this team for a long time. His son came through this program, played varsity, and now actually is coaching the freshman team, Coach Baz Jr., and they're having a lot of success here, and Coach I really values them as coaches. They have a lot of experience, and they really are great assets to this team.
A team is only as good as their coaching staff and the knowledge they can get from them. Well, maybe not only as good, but that helps.
Give them some slack though. I mean, they are a rebuilding team. 2-11. They got some young guys in there. They're just looking to have fun and play some ball games and just develop for the future. As now Galad deals on the 1-1 pitch back, and
Anyone who commits themselves to the time required to be a member of the baseball team is a winner in my book. You can be 2-11, 8-8, or 15-0. You're gonna make it in this world.
When you join the Wayne Hills baseball team, it's a commitment. These kids are out here till 7:30 at night, every night, practicing, running, trying to get better, and they got to know. Go ahead, Carmelo.
Donnarumma's off on the pass ball, and he thinking about going for 3, but he goes back to second.
Once again, big backstop comes into play, but back to what we're saying, they work hard, and even though their record may be 500 right now, everything's coming back, and I guarantee look for these guys in the postseason. I know they're looking for counties right now. They just got their seed there, and I believe they're 7th seed in the counties.
Hey, when you look 2 years ago at like Nick Russo, as a ball's hit into the gap, and just Donnarumma holds at third. Back to my point, those back couple years ago, I mean, the team was like barely 500, and they thought they were going to give up on the season, but they went all the way to county semifinals.
Yeah, they lost to Passaic County Tech, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
And just
Heartbreaking loss there.
Just on a side note, that might not seem important to some, but to me really says something about the team today. The Wayne Hills High School offered a field trip to Six Flags for many of these kids, but they're here playing the game, giving up the offer to go ride some of the world's best roller coasters, which is something I would do in a second, King Dakar and Nitro, but they're here for the baseball team. That really says something about the character of this team, because many people would not do that.
Yeah, my stomach can't handle those rides.
Who's up here, Carmelo? I'm just curious. I can't see.
There's number 20, who I believe. Oh, Dave Ogden.
Dave Ogden. Oh, okay.
How could we
so
forget
now
about him? Man?
looking for some bash in here now and hopefully get a show.
Galad. Still in there. Galad does have some good stuff, but I mean, it's not very consistent. I mean, one time, you'll see like a nice breaking ball from him, but the next time he throws it out, it'll be in the dirt.
I get the feeling. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I get the feeling that he's just tired because he has been a solid pitcher in the past. The 2-11 record doesn't really attest to how good he is, and I think maybe they rely on him a little too much. And this could just be, him being a little tired from all the starts he puts in.
It's a strike low and 1-2 count. I mean, the kid's really small. I mean, how much stamina could he possibly have? If I was the manager, I would really think about calling someone up to the pen right now.
I personally don't know much about this Demarest baseball team, but you got to guess, judging by their record and judging by the score here and the way they've played so far, that they don't have much stamina, in that possibly as the game goes on, their level of play decreases. And, I'm wondering if they're going to be able to keep up with Wayne Hills and how much longer the coach is really going to let number 6 pitch, because he seems to be struggling, although he's held up here.
And it's ripped. Can't get caught by the second baseman into right field. And Dave Ogden gets a single there.
And that's not going to help Mike Galad's cause at all.
That will help Dave's .550 batting average, though. I mean, look for that to bump up after this game.
We're looking at a .561 right about now.
Right about now, I think that's
.575.
close to .590-ish.
Yeah,
because, he hasn't had that many at bats.
That's a very good point, Carmelo. Really good insight right there.
Now, John Ine is up, looking to drive in 2 runs.
John is going to be unhappy with his last
Another
call.
pass ball here by Galad.
I believe
Galad has no control whatsoever.
It was the last at bat. His last at bats. He chopped one off the handle, and they turned 2 on him, and he's going to be very unhappy with that. He's a very mental player, and if he's unhappy, he's going to make that ball fly, and he's going to take it out on him.
Now the 1-0 pitch. High. Ball, 2-0. Just looking to get his concentration, his mental reserves, as Spencer says there. Back in the game, 2-0.
That was a nice pitch right there. Hopefully that'll get him back in the game.
Big guy like John Ine, he's going to be looking for the outsider, but you got to choke him. You got to make him swing off the handle, and that's really going to hurt him.
If you remember first inning, he chopped one down the line and was out. Now he rips one to second, and they make the routine play as he advances the runner, and that's out number 3.
That was a nice hit, and he can take solace in 2 things, even though that was an out. One, in that it was a very nice, solid hit right up the middle, even though it resulted in an out. And 2, it wasn't a double play. So we're stepping up from last.
He's going forward, not backward.
And hopefully next time
John,
we'll be
is never going to be happy with that.
Never. He won't settle for anything less than the best.
All right, if you're just joining us here, we're in the top of the 4th inning. Wayne Hills Patriots lead the Demarest Norsemen 7-3. And I'm Carmelo Guarneri alongside Spencer Fertig and Matt Dubow. And we're here on a gorgeous, gorgeous day. Patriot Field. Can't get any better than this, guys.
It's really looking like summer out here. I can't wait for it. Yeah, it's Cinco de Mayo. We've said that various times, Spencer.
Just to give you some, you watching out there, the game might not be live, but hopefully it's close to it if you're watching this on May 6th.
Cinco de Mayo.
What do you have planned for Cinco de Mayo, Matt and Carmelo?
I'm actually looking forward. I think I'm going to go down to Ramapo and catch the Ramapo Wayne Hills lacrosse game, because that's going to be quite an adventure.
Girls or boys?
Boys.
That's exciting.
It's going to be very, very
Carmelo,
exhilarating.
what
Our
about
boys
you?
lacrosse team's very good.
Yeah, Carmelo, what about you?
Me, I'm not sure yet. Just hanging out now. Just, seeing what's going on.
I'm grounded on
some
this Cinco de
Mexican
Mayo.
Ooh, that's very
Don't feel bad for me. I'll be at home with, like we said before, Tostitos and salsa.
I bet the ladies will be lined up at your door, though, Spence. You're not going to keep them away.
They're there already.
Yeah. Today may be a good day to go to Jose. Well, it might be swamped, but, Jose Tejas, get some Mexican food.
I had a really bad experience at Jose Tejas. I don't really want to get into it.
Never been. That's all
I
know.
think everybody does.
But there was quite a
Is it
bit
good?
There was some sweating involved in that experience.
All right,
We
we
don't
can stop
need
that
to
right
know
now.
the
Yeah, we're not going to
details,
talk
but-
about
Stop that right
more.
now.
I'm just saying, before you enter Jose Tejas, this isn't
Where is Jose Tejas?
Jose Tejas on Route 46.
46, it's good. Good I'm a big
Is it
fan.
good
is it
authentic
I think
Tex-Mex.
you're safe
Sour
for
cream is my weakness. I love it.
Sour cream's very good.
Sour cream is
Guacamole. I don't like that green stuff.
my weakness is
Looks like boogers.
peas.
We got to get back to the action,
Snow
guys.
peas.
We went all, this is baseball right here. So, catcher Matt Janetta comes up, and Ali throws it hard. Ball and 1-0. Ali's still bringing the heat here, 4th inning.
It's important not to sacrifice placement just in the name of throwing hard.
It's true. You know, I think it's better to be accurate than it is to throw hard. And we see that in JV pitcher Shane Copon. I know he's not the hardest pitcher, but they put him in because he's very accurate and he is a very good changeup, you know.
And you brought that. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
And you brought that up on the other side of the ball. Who's catching for Shane? Well, not Eric White because Eric's on the varsity team, but Eric White, like you're talking about, is another player on the other side of the ball that might not have the strongest arm, but is always a smart player, and that's really important when you're talking.
He really does outsmart the other team when he's catching, and that's why Coach Ianello has started him in quite a few varsity games, and they had a lot of success with him. You know, which is why he's giving Gibson a run for money. And I think healthy competition like that's a good thing. You keep your catcher honest. You know, you make sure that he earns his spot.
And a change up there, ripped to center to the base, thrown to Ein, and the routine play.
Easy as pie.
The youth, once again, shown through Jason Evans, second baseman. He's a sophomore. He's very good. He's very good at bat. He has a few RBIs, I believe, a few hits.
Wayne Hills has a good lineup, and they also have pretty decent pitching and great fielding. And see, although the Norsemen have some good hitters from top to bottom, they really need to work on their fielding. I mean, they get a lot of young guys getting errors, and I mean, their pitching needs to improve. But, you know, like we said,
One thing I've been wondering, guys, is can you find a weakness? Because this team has an 8-8 record, which is definitely respectable, but clearly not as good as maybe it could be. And after watching his performance today, what could you guys say? You know, what's the reason that maybe they are 8-8 and not 14-2?
I'm sorry to interrupt real quick, but did you hear the mid on that one? Man, he was throwing the heat. I'm sorry, I had to interrupt. That just blew my mind away. But back to what you were saying.
We really need to get the radar guns here. See
yeah,
how
we
fast
need
he
the
gets
Ali.
thrown.
He's really blowing me away here. He's with the speed. That was crazy.
But for the viewer at home who's watching this team right now and seeing a really solid performance, they might be wondering, why is this team 8-8? Can you guys find a weakness?
I think it's the division, personally. You know, you face hard teams like Ramapo, who has 2 losses. Old Japan, undefeated, I believe, still undefeated. And they're putting up great performances. They beat Ramapo once. And Old Japan both times, I believe they lost by the most 2 runs each time. And it's proving that they can hang up there with the big guys, and that's where most of their losses are coming from, I think.
2-2 pitch, 1 out here. Fouled off by Blumenthal, I believe. Oh, no, excuse me. That's Jimmy McCat.
They're making you work for these names here, Carmelo, you know.
I can't wait for Blumenthal to come up again. That kid's a speedy devil. He gives Kevin Dunn a run for his money. Kevin's, you know, a little faster.
I'll take Kevin in the
I would take Kevin
100.
any day.
Oh, got some
off-speed pitch. Dropped for, and Gibson flips out of his hand. Unfortunate there. And
Frank was very
third
upset.
Strike call brings a base runner to the Norsemen.
No, am I correct here? They get the out, but now the man is on, and he counts as a run if he scores.
And, you know, not to be silly here, but when Matt and I say we would take Kevin Dunn any day, we mean in a variety of things. Kevin Dunn has to be a great pie eater, quite a good
basketball
swimmer,
player,
basketball player,
badminton,
baseball.
paddleball,
Not the
tennis.
best golf player, but everything else, really something.
Actually, believe it or not, that was not an out because he had 1 out already, and it counts as a safe play. So
really, so that out
the drop
does not
third
go.
strikes are safe. It counts as a strikeout for Ali, so he gets
okay. So
another
he gets
strikeout on the
credit.
resume. But you know, he does not get the out on that play. Now Ali deals. It's 0-1, 1 out. Afaki looking to bring the heat here. And he does on the outside corner, looking for the steal. Thrown high by Gibson. And a stolen base there by Mackinac. Jimmy Mackinac. There we go, finally got that one right. Now batting is number 4, David Mueller.
You know, when you sit back, I feel like I'm talking about stupid things, but when you just sit back here and take in the scenery, even the trees, Patriots Field is really
You have
somewhat
to
of
calm
a
down with that,
spectacle.
Spencer. You're getting a little too emotional with the field.
You think? I probably am. Let's focus on the game.
7-3.
See, Spencer really takes his game to heart. You know, he takes the whole environment into consideration.
I wish we had more than 1 game to call, but we only have 1, so we're really just trying to take it all in.
Spring season's very busy. You know, there's so many sports, and we like to cover at least one of every game. We wish we could do more. Possibly, you know, we might get some playoffs.
Ali's been really getting rocked here on the changer. Hit to left center field. Brought in by Paisha. Another run scores, and the score is 7-4.
I believe that was brought in by Przinski off the wall, not Paisha, who's playing center.
And that's the never say die attitude of Demarest. You know, it was looking pretty grim for them before, and now it's 7-4, only one out. We've got a man on second. Things are starting to look up. Let's see who comes in as pitcher next.
Yeah, I think a pitching change would really do them good and put them back in the game, but we'll see.
I think we were talking about a 10-run rule before, and now it's a 3-run game with only one out and a man on second. This game is ever changing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, never really counted them out, although it was 6-0 in the third inning. But, you know, look for Demarest here to put one through the gap and advance the runners. It's only one out and a man on second. And the pitch, not sure what the ump called there, and it's a ball. 1-0, 1 out. Fertig's having a little control problems here. The problem with the team, I think, is our stamina. We really get guys that could last longer.
There seems to be a common problem, though, when you come to high school baseball. Kids really don't have the length that they need to pitch full 7-inning games. They're just like Sean. They're dying after 3, and we'll see how long Ali lasts. But it looks like he's not going to get much farther than 3 either.
Now, right behind the camera is the watchful eye of Margaret. You at home can't see her, but she's our athletic trainer. And an athletic team is nothing without its athletic trainer. She helps all these players when they're injured. She was also helpful. I mean, this team just has so many components. We talk about the coaching, we talk about the players. But what about the people behind the field? The athletic coordinator and director, Mr. Askeles, and Margaret, the athletic trainer, whose help is immeasurable.
Right, it is really immeasurable. I mean, they do everything they can to help our players out, and it's through the gap, like I said, and he's running home. Actually comes back. Their base coach tells him.
Once again, the arm of the outfield keeps them at bay. And, you know, any other team that might have been a run, but Dave's arm strength really forced them to come back.
That's what Demarest is doing. They're playing small ball here, just chopping the ball down, hitting it through the gaps, trying to bring runners in, trying to get back in the game. Alpha Key's a little rattled here. Might need a call to the pen. Again, see if Wayne Hills has any other relievers. Who are our middle relievers? You know, Dubow or Spencer? Any other relievers we have?
Our middle relief team is solid.
I'm going to say they want to keep Justin Donnarumma fresh. Mike Peischel might come in, but he's going to be more of a middle, not a closer, which is the point they're getting to now.
I know, but I would like to leave an element of surprise for the viewers. So I'm going to keep it to myself.
I think Frank Franco's a great possibility right now. You might see him being pulled. He didn't pitch much last year, but pitching coach Rella is really exploring his possibilities as a starter and a reliever.
Deals, and it's fouled off out of the field.
So I think he's definitely a possibility. You see him in here.
And Frank Franco is similar to Ali in that he really is overwhelming with his power at times. You know, he doesn't necessarily always get it with the most accuracy, but his power is just frightening.
That is one of his weaknesses as well as his strengths. You know, he's got to watch that he doesn't tire himself out real quick by throwing the hard ball, but he's also got to keep his accuracy too. So those are 2 low points of the hard ball. But he also, once again,
pick off
goes right by.
And yeah, back to Frank Franco. Frank Franco, I mean, he's a big pitcher. I mean, he's like a righty version of David Wells, except, you know, he's a lot more solid than David
Baseball
Wells.
analogies. They're just
a lot more solid than David Wells.
Oh! Pardon me, I just heard Frank Franco's name.
Okay, sorry there. I thought you were disrespecting me there.
Oh, no.
Spencer.
Frank Franco brings out enthusiasm.
Guys. I don't know what's happening,
All right,
so I'm just going to move
all
on. I'm going to move on.
I was a little shocked there, Spencer.
I know, that was kind of like a tribal yell.
Sun's now coming down here at Patriot Field.
Now, Ali looking to get out of this. Only one out, but looking to get out of this batter with the 0-2 count.
No, this field's not lit, so they're going to want to
change up. Hits it to center field. Price looks to field it. Catches it, throws it in. And another run scores, and it's 7-5 Wayne Hills Patriots.
A solid play by Peischel, though. He did whatever he could to, you know, with his position in that play.
I believe as the sun's coming down that if since this field is not lit, that if there's darkness and the umpire believes that it interferes with the play, that they can call the game and they have the right to call the game. So that might be a factor as we see now that Demarest is closing the gap, 7-5 here.
It's 5:50 and the sun sets at 8, so hopefully we can fit 2 more hours of quality ball.
According to your watch, but according to me, the sun's going down. Spencer.
2, okay.
Sun's going down.
You're a judge for
the
yourself.
sun is going down. So
another steal. And he's safe. Gibson couldn't get that in time.
That was
I
close.
think that was. I think
he didn't
out.
See. Gibson made the throw in time, but it looked like he didn't get the tag off. quick enough. So
Yeah,
safe on the play.
I'm
It was a
gonna
borderline call.
I'm
It
not
was
one to
close.
question umpires because I think, right up there with teachers and doctors, they are, really key professions in the world today. But-
teachers,
and-
as in Mr. Hooks, right?
Right, but I don't like to question umpires' calls. But I have to say, they really, Carmelo, you bring it up, but there really have been questionable calls today.
And then bloop to right field. Another run scores, and they cut the lead to 1. Going to second now. And he is safe.
Coach, I can't be happy. This is a great team, and it's nothing to take away from them. But to be speaking, this inning is not one of their best.
Now
believe-
Anthony Corso is on second base.
It wouldn't surprise me here if Ali gets taken out. I mean, I haven't seen anybody been put in the bullpen, and I don't think they've taken anyone out cold, but
Isn't it interesting that no one's warming up in the bullpen after giving up 4 runs?
he's struggling.
3
And this
runs
is
this inning?
after Sean was taken out after 2. Like I said, I think he should have kept with Sean a little longer, but we'll see.
Ali. Here we go. Looking to get out of his jam right here. 7-6 with the 7-6 lead. 2 outs. Pitch inside. Sends him a message there. Well, I don't think it was a message, but, because it was from the previous innings that Galad was hitting our batters, but you never know. Could have just got away, though. But 1-0 pitch. Ali throws the heat on the outside corner.
Again, the chance of flash.
Chance of flash from the crowd, as they want to see him bring the heater. But I think he should go some breaking pitch here, some kind of off-speed stuff.
I think he should slow down his pitching and really save his arm because they need him.
1-2. All right. Now, if you're Ali here, would you give him one in the dirt and risk a pass ball, or get him to chase? What do you think?
You need the out. Just throw it. I wouldn't do anything crazy. Maybe get him a little inside, but I'm always a fan of choking him inside. I think that's the most
Can't
effective
be
way
too
to get
far
him.
over the plate though, and the pitch, and he punches him out and his first strikeout of the game as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning.
Second strikeout, right? You got that one drop ball.
Oh yes, drop
But-
third strike.
Back to what we were saying, that looked like a straight down the middle fastball in the old fashioned. So I guess he disagreed with both of us here and used his own method.
And Carmelo, even though I think I would have sided with Matt on that one, I really think that out of all the analysts here, you have the most creative thinking in terms of play. I just think typical old-fashioned baseball, but I think you should go maybe be a coach one day or something because you really have the tricky plays and
Coach Carmelo.
really think, really
got
have
a nice,
a mind.
nice ring. It rolls off
inside
your
how
tongue. Very
people
nice,
out.
Coach
Yeah,
Carmelo.
really
I guess I have the nice strategies, different.
You definitely.
He's blushing.
He does.
That's just stop
No,
it.
I don't mean to put you on the spot here. I seriously think that the strategies you think of are much better than anything comes out of my mind.
Because when I play those video games like MLB 2006,
Video
always 1 and 2 count. I always give it to them in the dirt, make them chase.
And how does that work out for you?
It usually works out. Sometimes they chase, and if they don't chase, it's a 2-2 count. But high school it's a little more risky because they don't have control like big leaguers, so might get pass balls and advanced runners. But if you got a guy on first, it's worth a shot. Because I heard in previous games at the beginning of the year when Ali was struggling, one time he came in the game and he, it was a 0-2 count with 2 runners on from the previous pitcher. He threw, it was an 0-2 count. He threw one over the plate and got rocked. So, sometimes you got to throw it in the dirt when it's an 0-2 count.
As my grandpa used to say, nothing ventured, nothing gained. He has trouble pronouncing his N's and his V's right now, so that quote. Okay, I'm just going to stop.
One thing I'd like to note, Justin Donnarumma just taken to the bullpen with backup catcher Eric White. He's going to be one. Wow. What a rock.
Brzezinski rips it to center field back. And it's gone.
The power behind Jeff's bat right there, just astounding. Sorry, back to what I was saying.
But it's frustrating. Oh, sorry. Go, Matt.
What are your takes on Justin Donnarumma as the possible closer? We're in it's going to be the top of the 5th when he comes in, if he comes in.
It's a wise decision, I think.
He's have to do 3 innings.
You can't stick with it. I mean, Ali turned in a stellar performance. Well, not a stellar performance. He's turned in the best he had right now. But
Does this mess up their future schedule, hoping that Justin would start one of the games? What do you think, Carmelo? Do you think this is going to mess up their schedule down the road, thinking that Justin would start a game now? He has to come in and pitch a few
I think what you do is I think you go as scheduled, but if you need Sean in long relief, like in this game, you just keep him for long relief. Or what you could do is you could put your ace in Donnarumma, and you could put guys like that, and then put Colligan the 3rd start.
Once again, the analysis is just outstanding.
As Herman Edwards always used to say, you play to win the game. I think they're just focused on winning this game.
Another hit to center.
Lots of power behind this. I believe this is the 5-6. What is this? 5-6? What number batter are we on? 5, 6, 7?
That was the 6th batter.
5, 6, 7.
You
So
can see the look of
depth.
of a little disappointment in his face, not because the hit wasn't good, it was a solid hit, but I remember as a Little League player just being frustrated when I would hit a hit that, was sweet as you said candy, and then it would get caught by one of the
Sweet as
outfielders.
candy.
Also, we have the long center field here with that new black monster over there, and, it's going to be hard to hit one over the fence there.
Oh, Carmelo, I'm sorry to interrupt. I don't mean to, but this is breaking news. Has anyone seen the pitcher's number who's in this inning? It's number 6 again.
Good point.
For the life of me,
Spencer.
I can't
Very
understand
good. We were
it. I'm
wondering
sure
that.
he's
That's
a
great.
solid player. I'm
Good
not saying
observation.
he's not his
He's-
best.
He's getting rocked here, and he's lucky that his field's behind him and that this Wayne Hills team isn't putting it in the gaps because they could do it very easily and all of a sudden it'd be a wrap because Hills would be pulling away. But
Does Demarest not have pitching depth?
that'd be my guess, judging from this, because number 6 has been in all 4 innings, which is a good thing. You want your starting pitcher to play those 4 innings, and then have a closer at the bottom too. But he's not really pulling the way I think they want him to.
And 2-1 pitch, ripped to right field. It's going back, and he catches it for the 3rd out of the inning.
3 pop flies. They were deep and they were all power hit. I mean, it shows a little to the right, a little to the left, a little harder. This could have been a breakout inning for them. Unfortunately, they're back in the field.
And that's so weird because that's similar to when we saw their stellar second inning. Which was a lot of also hard hits, deep hits into the field. And there the outfielders didn't catch them. And now it's that was the 4th inning. And the outfielders caught them. It's one, that sounds stupid, but it's just one catch.
All right, since we're in the 5th inning out of 7 games, I think we should all get up and stretch here since it's only 7 innings.
5th inning stretch.
We'll make up
Creative.
the 5th
Cinco de
inning
Mayo with the 5 theme.
That's what we're doing, the Cinco de
5th inning
Mayo
stretch.
stretch today.
I'm going to give it a stretch here. The
Our
umpire's
ump over
chuckling.
here is chuckled
He likes
at
our call.
comments.
He likes the Cinco de Mayo
Well,
stretch.
and you at home too. Don't feel that this medium.
Get up
doesn't
and stretch.
transfer.
Get off
You
your
get up
couch.
and stretch.
Come on.
We're
gonna do a little workout.
So I'm doing a hamstring right now. Your hamstring's a little
Put your
sore.
arms
Don't
up.
feel free.
Little to the right.
Some glute workouts. I'm not even sure what the glute is. What is the glute?
The
It's your
glute.
butt.
Steering wheel,
Gluteus maximus.
Mr. Hookshare wants a Bambi-rated broadcast, and that's what we'll give him. So, calf muscles. I don't feel, scared to stretch
You
a little
don't wanna
bicep,
pull
little
a hammy.
That's a
tricep.
little more like it.
You don't wanna-
Instead of glute.
Shin splints are very painful.
Yeah, shin splints are painful.
So, okay.
You
Now
might
we
want to
have-
stay away from your gluteus maximus. I don't know what that is, but
Now that the Cinco de Mayo stretch is over with, I hope everybody's feeling better. But one thing I'd like to point out to our viewers is that this is just the first of our spring broadcasting. We're going to have quite a few more games, various sports. We have girls lacrosse, boys lacrosse. I believe we had a volleyball game filmed. That'll probably be re-airing a few times. We're going to have quite a few programs up, so really look for us. And we're more than happy to give these to you, these programs, and we hope you enjoy them.
And don't think that Wayne Hill's talent is solely on the athletic field. We have also a chorus concert coming up,
All band,
a band
all Wayne
concert
band.
as we're coming, all Wayne band, not all American band, but all Wayne band nonetheless. And, broadcasts like graduation for the middle school and the high school, shows, as I said before, in the TV studio
Site
from
invention.
up-and-coming
We're working on the
talent.
site invention in the elementary school. That competition is going to be airing very soon.
I'm going to throw in a vocabulary right here, but there really is a plethora, take that one to the
Plethora.
bank, of entertainment you can catch on
Mrs.
Channel
Laura
77.
Allegri would be very proud of you. She founded this TV program here at Wayne Hills with Sue Price, and they're
Back in the 1970s.
possibly even before. I know she's been here quite a while. She's a great
67,
woman.
She made her start, and she's still
Hugs
here.
has perfected this, though. I mean,
So-
Mr. Hookstraight's pretty much. He's not the pioneer of this program.
Give us
but
a
I mean,
baseball analogy.
He's
the George
Mr. Hookstraight-
Steinbrenner
No,
behind
no,
the scenes.
Rodriguez.
I'll give him. I'll give him the Sparky Anderson.
baseball
of this
analogy, there it
game.
is,
The
folks.
Sparky Anderson, something like, because he's the old school guy, so give him the Sparky.
He's got quite a Tom Cruise look going on today. He's got the sunglasses, the hat. He's looking at me now, but very, very good. Mission Impossible 3.
3-0 count. Ready to throw it.
Another Cinco de Mayo festival. Mission Impossible 3
Hits the
coming out
inside
today.
corner.
I
3-1.
don't think it's a coincidence because they have so many similarities. Both of them are.
We have to let Carmelo do his job.
We have to let Carmelo-
I'm sorry,
You guys were
Carmelo.
cutting me off all game. I mean,
We're going to give you
It's a
pure
little
Carmelo right
ridiculous.
here, play-by-play.
I'm
Pure
just
Carmelo.
kidding. It's okay. And he draws the walk. And Alfred Key gets his third walk of the game, I believe.
He's
Quite a
racking
few.
them up. He walked one in, I know, before.
But although if I was the manager, I would call up someone from the bench
think-
on both teams. But I think it's great that these coaches have that much faith in their pitchers and riding them out. I mean, it gives them more confidence, and it really builds a team confidence. And it's a close game, so
I'm predicting
Got
it.
nothing to lose.
Justin's going to come in and pitch very shortly, and then they're going to move Kevin Dunn to second, possibly Jay Stevens to short. We'll see what happens.
That could be the key, like I predicted earlier. Let's see if that theory plays out.
wasn't Justin looking to make the next start for the
I'm
Patriots? Or
not
was,
sure, but
because Ogden made the last
it
start.
wouldn't surprise me. He's really their ace in the hole, and they look
Inside, and another attempt at a steal, and Gibson throws it a little high, and the tag can't get
Once
off.
again, he's got the power, but the accuracy's just not there, and that seems to be vice versa for Eric White, his backup. I think on a fast team, you want the power of Gibson. A team that's a little slower, you got some more time, you're going to want to put Eric White in there. But
And also, right now, Demarest Norseman, like I said, playing small ball, and they're stealing bases all over the place, the third or fourth this game.
Coach I can't be happy with that. He's going to want to work on that with practice, you know. The reads, the throw down, he get up on your feet and throw it. But
I think it was Carmelo who noted before that they're not a powerful team, but they are a speedy team, as we saw with Blumenthal and quite a few of the other players.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm telling you, they remind me of it's the Kansas City Royals right here.
just to note, Elliott Shaw, junior Elliott Shaw has been pulled to the bullpen, I believe, and he's going to toss it around a little bit. Another possibility. I know he's a junior and he has a lot of JV experience. He wouldn't be bad as a closer here. You know, he only 1 inning, 2 inning closer.
Yeah, Elliott has a pretty good stuff. He's got a good fastball, and I mean, work that changeup as well. I mean, but also the thing with him and Ali, I mean, they may be a little off the plate at times, but I mean, at least they don't throw many pass balls, and it's just borderline pitches usually because of their speed and how hard they throw. And now we're at a full count here. Pitch outside for a walk, and now Wayne Hills is in trouble with 2 men on, 7-6 lead.
You say that, Carmelo, and we really are at a crossroads here, not only in the game, but in the season. I mean, it's 7-6, Hills is up, and now we've got men on first and second. And in addition, we're more than halfway through the season now, but it's 8-8, and I think this game is really going to set the tone as to whether they want to pursue an over 500 record or whether it's going to go under 500. I personally feel that they're going to finish over 500, and this could be the game to jumpstart them in that direction.
And now Skip is putting in Elliott Shaw.
No, I believe.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, no, Justin Donnarumma is taking the ball, and I believe Elliott will go to short to take his spot in the infield. So
it's actually
could
nice
have been that
there.
in the bullpen. Elliott was just warming up his arm for a little short action. It's very possible, and I think that Justin's a smart choice here. It's too close of a game. This should be an easy win for Hills. They're struggling. They got to get out of a hole here. Put in the ace. Put in the experience guy.
Even though Donnarumma's your ace, and you don't really want to use him in spots here, I mean, it's not a bad idea putting him in a crucial game like this. You're trying to get over 500, and also, I mean, in high school, I mean, pitchers, you start your ace, you could put him more than once. I mean, he's not really going to get hurt if he pitches 2 innings today and then comes in, pitches 4, next game.
And I mean, if you remember, the game started off, it was 6-0. We were all ready to whip out our sombreros and head home soon. But fortunately for us, it's an exciting game. And now in the past 3 innings, the Demarest are the Demarest Norsemen. They've scored 6 runs, and Hills has only answered with 1.
Don't get a little biased there, Spencer.
You
don't even refer to them as a team.
Hills really needs to step up their offensive game as well as their defense, because they haven't been scoring as much as I think they'd like to, and they got to keep their offense prime and keep the hits coming.
Get the ball rolling. Start some momentum. Let's get this train heading out of the station.
Justin really looking pretty good in his warm-ups with his breaking pitch. He's got a good heater. He's got a great arsenal. I mean, he could throw the slider, curveball, breaking ball. I mean, he's really good at changing speeds, and he's the ace of this club pretty much. As last year, he was, like I said before, first team All-County and second team All-League. And also, not to mention that the starting pitcher today, Sean Colligan, was honorable mention All-League. And John Ein was first team All-League, honorable mention, All-County.
You can't pass up John Ein on that. I mean, that was last year's play, but this year he's just stepped up even more. You guys have seen it. He's unbelievable making plays at first. His offense has been not slacking. He's been making contact, but I'm sure he's not happy.
This year, look for people like Frank Franco, Jeff Krasinski, possibly, Dave Ogden especially with that 600 batting average to, be up there too. And second guy on second looked like he was about to go, but he retreated back, and it's, I believe, number 8, Frank that's the one I keep butchering.
Leave the names alone.
Montaigne, there
Let
we
it
go.
go.
And he bunts it for the squeeze. Lets it go out.
Smart play by John Ein, using his head, letting it go, because that could have been a run right there for them, pushing the guy to third. One thing I think Justin needs to do that Ali wasn't doing is making sure he looks the runner back. Ali would give him a look, runner wouldn't budge, and it gives him an extra hop. And that extra hop on the ball could give me the difference between rounding third going home and being safe, or rounding third going home and being thrown out. So
You got to work on the fundamentals. And another squeeze. Advances 2 runners over, and that goes for out number 1.
that would worry me right there. You got the short Jason Evans taking a throw from the big John I, and it was a little high, but he managed to get it. You got to make sure throws like that. Once again, the fundamental, simple things. You can't overthrow a guy who's right next to you and smaller than you. So that was good. It worked out good for the Patriots, but they just have to be careful.
And not every pitch is going to be perfect. That was good in Evans and taking a pitch that wasn't perfect and still converting into an out.
Now up to bat is the first baseman, Jimmy Knapp, bottoming off the order, number 9. That was the first pitch up. Number 1. Coach here telling him not to reach, get you shorten up his swing.
Those
Strike for
outside balls,
contact.
they're like, once again, like candy. They're sweet. You just want to bite, but they give you cavities. So
But
don't take the candy.
but in this
Let it go.
situation, just got to hit one through the gap and just bring your runners home. And he rips it to center. Looks like it's caught by Placer.
Tagged
Brings
it up.
in, and 1 runner will score as Gibson can't hold on to the catch, and we have a tie ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
That was a bizarre play, was it not?
I-
That was just a low-flying line drive. Smacked, hit, wow, boom, bam. Mike Pesher made a great catch, but the weird thing was that it literally sailed at eye level all the way down to deep center field.
Where it just dropped. And I think personally it was a hit and run call. The squeeze didn't work. It advanced the runner, but I think he wanted to hit and run to get their guy home and tie this ball game.
This pesky Norsemen keep coming back here. Ooh.
Once again, like I
Justin.
said, second baseman, got to keep him. Keep the runner on second honest. You don't want him getting too cocky and walking halfway.
He has to watch for the balk right there because it's hard to pick off at second. Diamond deals low. Nice, I believe fastball there, it looks like.
When he goes for the throw to second, he has a few possibilities. He could step off. He could do the wheel. I know personally right there, he just stepped back, and that I think leaves the most room for error as far as balks go, but it's whatever he's comfortable with.
Diamond was solid here with 0-2 count, 2 outs. 7-7 tie. Top of the 5th inning. Donnarumma. If I were him, I'd give one in the 3rd. Oop. High and outside. 1-2 count, a lot to work with here. Then the chase one, or
Spencer.
possibly just give him the heat. Make him.
I figured it out. I said the sun was going down. I have sunglasses
And
on.
he rips it. Just a straightaway center field. Back. This one is at the track. And 1 run will score. And runner holds up at 3rd base as the ball is wheeled in.
As a Patriots fan, this is, extremely frustrating because this really is a good group of athletes and things just aren't going their way right now. We're waiting for it to turn around. And unfortunately, as each inning keeps progressing, we're running out of time for that to happen.
Justin's done a good job. He came in, I think, with a few guys on. There was no outs. He's got 2 outs. He's trying to hold them. It's very difficult. I know he's letting runs up, but he wasn't given the best situation to work with, and he's doing pretty good. He's got to start the offense once they turn this tide, and that's going to be the key here. If the Patriots come back and win, is their offense.
Demarest is bringing out the rally monkeys here as they take the 8-7 lead. Once down 6-0 in the 3rd inning. Coming back here in just 2 innings.
Once again, I had my sunglasses on. I thought the sun was going down, so I will guarantee you that sundown play, the sundown rule will not come into effect because sun is up and it's bright out here. We won't have a problem with that. They will get through all 7 innings. That was my own stupidity there. You don't realize it.
Pitch, Donnarumma looking to get out of the inning here. And this is it. And Evans makes a nice grab. Throws it to first. And Ein makes the catch.
That was a nice play. We talk about the fundamentals being it. That was more of a special play. That wasn't necessarily your basic 4-3. But that was all they needed to do. That was a really nice play by Evans.
One thing, John Ein's been bailing these guys out a lot with his reaches. A normal first baseman is not going to have that extra few inches that he has. So they have to really fix up their throws, clean them up a little bit, because that could cost you a run or two down the barrel.
But by backhanding it, I really thought Evans made a grab that a lot of second basemen might not have been able to make in that situation, including me, myself.
It shows
probably gone through my right.
It shows the skill of the young Patriots, and even though they may not have the playing time, the experience, they have the skill, and that makes up for it.
And fundamentally, you got to slide your legs and ground it with your glove open. But, if you're a great enough second baseman, you could just backhand it and make the
Front hand,
throw.
backhand. You want to try to. It's always better to
Whatever
keep
gets the job
keep the
done
ball in
pretty
front of you.
Are you
but-
Whatever
trying
you
to
have
make
in
a
the
comparison to Craig Biggio in his prime?
Craig Biggio is more of a. I would say like. I don't even know.
I will assume you're not talking
Ray
about
Rodon-
Chuck
Ray Rodon's
Knobloch.
Chuck
Chuck
Knobloch.
Knobloch.
Chuck Knobloch.
Great man.
He was good in those Minnesota days, Chuck Knobloch.
Yeah, long ago, my friend. Long ago.
But then on the Yankee, he had some psychological problems. I mean, this game is a big part psychological. Like what you said with those mental reserves. Now I'm actually starting to agree with you with those mental reserves. A big part of the game is mental. I mean, if you get in a slump,
You have
how
to.
great a hitter you are, it stays in your head. And you just try and kill it, and you don't make contact.
Justin Donnarumma went back to the bullpen, to try to stay warm. He wants to keep his arm in tip-top shape and get Hills out of this. Hopefully the last inning if they can get a lead here.
All these players are on the field because they have good athletic ability, but the thing that's going to separate one from another is really when they can hang in there during those slumps and during those tough times. That we'll test the Patriots right now.
Gibson rolls it down the third. Gibson trying to hustle down and make the catch.
Alex stuttered at the beginning.
Gibson thought that it was a foul ball, so he didn't run it out hard.
I know, he's very
And
upset
Skip
here. He
is
claims it went
really
off
mad at the play right there.
Gibson's foot, which would make it a
Looks like he's
foul ball.
ripping there. Couldn't run hard.
I know, he's very upset.
I think the questionable calls by the umpires there really was coming to a head with the coaches.
I personally didn't see it off the foot. I wasn't paying attention to the batter, but I did see that Alex did not run at the beginning. He stood there, so he must have thought it came off his
Visible
foot.
pain, too. I mean, he's a tough guy, but just visibly something had happened to him.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting to run.
Clearly not.
Look at this. Galata is still in the game as we are in the bottom of the fifth inning. This kid's a true. I was about to say that.
Elliot
as
Shaw's
corny
at
as it
bat.
sounds, I was about to say the same exact thing.
And he's gritty. I mean, I understand that this hasn't necessarily been his best performance, but I just have
Another
too many
hit to
good
the
things to say
base.
about this guy.
And Shaw tries to beat it out, but he can't. And
Good hustle by
that's the second
Shaw.
out of the inning. I mean, the kid's a warrior. I mean,
He's really
may not be the greatest pitcher, but
Personally-
now I'm starting to realize why this manager has faith in this kid. I mean,
Is it just me, or is he throwing better now than he
just
did
gonna
in
say
the
still better
second
with the
inning?
later innings. Yes.
Good for him. Is there really a better story? He might not be the orphan pitcher, but he's still something.
Carmelo, if I may, I just grabbed Eric White, who's returning from the bullpen. Excuse me. He is the backup catcher for Wayne Hills Patriots. Eric, quick question. I know you got to get back to the dugout. What is it going to take for Wayne Hills to get back in this game and walk away with the W?
Well, we're going to start off to swing the bats like we did the first couple innings. Put up 6 runs the first inning. We got to be able to do that again. It's the same kid throwing, so.
So you believe it's an offensive struggle. Thanks a lot, Eric, and good luck.
Slugfest on her hands right now.
I agree with Eric.
8-7.
I think you need a rally right now. You got 2 outs. You need the 2-out rally. Get the rally caps out.
Hitting the ball would
Rally
probably be a
monkeys.
smart move. for the
Hitting the ball is always a step in the right direction. And they're hitting it. They're just not hitting it in the right places. It's getting straight to the players and who's making the easy defensive moves. They got to make it hard. They got to make the Norsemen run a little bit.
And this would be an appropriate time to note that stat girl Jillian Walsh just walked behind us. Like we said, no team is complete without various components, and the stat girls are one of them. How else would we have an accurate score of our game?
All these stats,
the
these
scoreboard.
lineups come straight from the stat girls. So
All these information we have in terms of ERA, batting average, it all comes straight from Jillian Walsh.
Absolutely.
Kudos to her.
I mean, we came into the game with absolutely, barely any. I mean, we had some knowledge of the team. Reading the newspaper, looking. But, I mean, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have like rosters and some stats. I mean, we still don't get full blown out stats. And I mean, that would be better if we could get more stats into this program. If anybody out there
Can't do
watching wants
everything,
to donate to our Wayne Hills TV thing, feel free to email us at Wayne Hills
TV at yahoo.com, I believe.
Wayne Hills
something like
TV at yahoo.com. Yes, I believe that's it.
that. I'll get the
I could be wrong, but
exact address. David
Mr.
Suntop.
Suntop knows
I'm
it.
sure I'd be more than happy
Mr.
to
Suntop
share it with
knows.
us.
Speaking of Mr. Suntop, couldn't be here right now because he's playing some JV tennis. So
We
that's
just
all
hope
for
that-
me. And Donnarumma rips it deep
Again,
back,
again.
and it's a
Out.
second jack of the game. Justin Donnarumma coming through in the clutch, tying the game up at 8.
That
And it's
was
2 home runs in one game. The
I
kid is
know-
on fire.
They call him MVP for a reason, right? They call him MVP.
I don't know if they call him.
I call him
but it
MVP.
would be a fitting
He's
name.
our Derek Jeter. Come on, the kid does it all. The kid plays good in the field.
As-
It's
as-
home run. The thing is, he's clutch. The kid.
Clutch. That's
He may
another
not be the
fitting
greatest
name.
player ever.
You see
but
where
he
these
comes through in
nicknames
the
come from
clutch.
now. You see where how they foster.
Exactly.
Straight from these. You know, it's hard to say
Straight
that
from
that's
the fields of high
necessary.
school teams. That's it.
It's hard to say that that was necessary, but it was necessary. Without that run, they're out of the game. They're down 1 going in. But you know, now they tied it up, and things are looking a whole lot different. They could maybe start a rally here off that home run. It's very possible with 2 outs. I mean, 2 outs, things are looking bad, and you pull out a run like that, it's going to help their momentum.
This team is really going to miss him next year. I mean, they'll miss a lot of players, and they'll be okay on their own. But Justin Donnarumma, I mean, having a player who can do that day in and day out, that's really something special.
And
Most
that
teams
ball
don't have.
looked to be hit about 350 plus.
I believe it just about landed.
No, I mean it was depth.
No,
But
I
now-
think it just landed. Just landed.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead, Carmelo.
But and now Peischel gets brushed by the play, but he doesn't attack the pitcher. You know, he's a class act, the kid. He doesn't want to spark any controversy. Any, you know.
Go ahead, Carmelo. We keep cutting you off. I feel very terrible. So
That's all right. It's all right. It's part
not
of the thing.
that
You know,
much.
I know what it's like because I converted from analyst to
Hockey.
play-by-play, and it's very hard to mesh together.
we have quite a chemistry, Carmelo. We worked together at hockey season.
Actually, hockey was pretty. I mean, this is our first baseball game, and baseball's tough, so you can't blame us. But our hockey meshed very well with Santup, Gaio, me, and you. It was very well, actually. But you know, we're just learning here. It's a learning process. Ball low, and Peischel tries to steal, and he's safe. And it's our first stolen base of the game. For the
32 almost got clocked in the head there because the shortstop
know-
missed it.
I have to work on it. It's my first game of the year. Pardon me, folks. I'm rusty. But I know that a lot of you tuned in hoping to hear the voice of Wayne Hills TV, David
Chad
Suntop. Oh, well, Chad Cutler's the voice.
He's
Dave
Chad
Suntop's
Cutler's
our
current
voice. And we just really hope that we can do a good enough job filling in. It's our first time, so we're just meshing together. But I really like you guys. I really think we have chemistry. I hope that we get to do this again.
Stop getting mushy on me, Spence.
No, I got 2-1.
Now, Peischel may not be the fastest kid, but don't be surprised if he goes for steal here. I mean, although it's third base, I wouldn't never really.
He's got those
on
quarterback
2
feet.
outs. Exactly. I mean,
Quick
he
little
runs
feet.
the option pretty well. Ogden fouls it off 2-2, 2 outs. Galad looking to end the inning here. I would be very surprised if this kid pitches a complete game. I mean, he would be a serious warrior. I mean, if he keeps this game close and he pitches all 7 innings.
See what Dave does here. I mean, Dave's been
Low and in
2
the
for
dirt.
2, I believe. 3 for 3.
Full count. 2 for 3, I
2
believe.
for 3. So,
Where's the
there.
stat girls when you need them?
Yeah, right?
We
Jillian
need 'em
Walsh,
sitting
where are
right
you?
here.
but
So
His
we
last
can-
at bat, he flied out to right field. if I
yes,
recall.
yes, that was when they all 4, 5, 6, right?
And the pitch.
That was
high,
an unfortunate
and
inning.
Ogden goes takes
Right.
his base, first and second.
On
This is Ogden's
base.
second walk of the day, if we recall. And like we said, that
On
on-base
base
percentage of
percentage.
Dave Ogden is just pretty outstanding.
Today it's like it's close to. Today it's like 887, something like that. It was
75%, I
750?
believe.
750. I'm sorry, because I thought it was 5.
There you go.
But yeah,
Mathematician
750.
Carmelo.
Yeah, so a
got it
little
going.
slip right there, but
Dave Ogden
Ogden
staring
now
us
batting
down.
close. Now
750
batting
on
over
base
600,
percentage.
close
Oh,
to
wow.
say about 630. I mean, I don't have the exact stats here, but you know.
I'd like to give Dave an interview. He's staring at us, but he's on base. I don't think he can
The
give us
kid's
an
a
interview.
proud kid. I mean,
Breaking
he's happy with
news.
his accomplishments.
Action on the pitcher's mound as they're having a talk with
Oh,
Gilad.
no.
He's thrown in 5 quality innings.
can't
It'd be a
take
shame
him
to
out.
see him go right now.
He's the Iron
We're all
Man.
hoping
Not
for a
the
complete
soldier.
game.
He's the marathon man. You can't take him out now. He's gone long past our expectations, so I'd say just keep him in.
I wish there was a commercial break right now because I could say something like, "Will 6 be unlucky on Cinco de Mayo?" Stay
Coming up
tuned.
next.
But you'll just have to stay tuned. Oh, and he's in. A true success. The first success story of the game.
Keep him in.
Oh,
Keep
guys,
him
Keep it
in.
in. This is a happy end.
We haven't gave you a trivia question yet today, so but I just made one off the top of my head right now.
Don't say that, Carmelo.
On our video, I'm sorry to be modest, you know, but who on our video club team, and we mentioned it earlier, see if you guys were listening, is a member of the video club? Is it A, Andrew Gaio? B, the ball hits John Ein right there and loads the bases up. Is it B? Let's think of a B.
We'll get back with it.
Is it B,
Is it-
William Piper?
Or
Or is it C, Chad the Cutman Cutlet?
D. Jeff
We'll
Brzezinski.
get back to you.
You got to give him the D. Jeff
All right, we'll
Brzezinski.
give
You
them-
forgot.
No, we want to up their chances. We want to give them
D.
more
Jeff
chances.
Brzezinski.
All right, we'll go D. Jeff Brzezinski. All right. Well, we obviously know
Now
that
there are
that's not
two
the
wrong
answer.
answers.
Carmelo just
We
you
obviously-
just ruined
narrowed it down
the
to 3 for you.
question.
It's one of the top 3. All right, we'll get back to you.
We'll have to leave Jeff Brzezinski on the baseball field,
He's,
where he is right now. What a segue.
So, while they
the
warm up
bat.
for the top of 6, we will give you your answer. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
I know you're dying to hear
It's
the
a
answer to that
dandy.
one.
And it's ripped to second base. Nice diving catch. And he
Beats
scoops
it out. He beats it
But a
out.
nice run by Brzezinski. Very fast kid.
Here's what Jeff
Brings
does
the run
best.
home, and it's 9
Wide
to
receiver
8.
speed, just like we were saying
The thing
before.
that Jeff does best is that he has this, once again, this never say die attitude. You've seen him hustle even when he knows it's going to be an out, and here he turned what would have been out for many players into a single.
Almost an identical play the last at bat, and he didn't beat it out, but he didn't stop. He kept his effort going, and he beat this one out.
Now,
And that's a pure product of his heart.
the fan favorite Frank Franco coming up with the bases juiced.
Oh!
Spence.
You gotta calm down a little.
Spencer's very excited. I mean, it's a very
My
enthusiastic
first game of the season.
It's very close, which keeps the enthusiasm level high. The Wayne Hills
You gotta be
fans are very
modest
into
here.
this game, so.
Sorry.
Pinch runner. Matt Farrell for John Hine, which is pretty acceptable.
Now the
Numbers.
workhorse Matt Farrell comes into second.
Good
and
nickname.
I believe this is the second time pinch hitting. And in high school baseball, you're allowed to. It's like literally, I think you're allowed to go out and then come back in.
Yes. Eric White walking
very-
by from the bullpen, reminding us that his quote about the hitting has been true thus far in the 5th inning. The Wayne Hills has started their bats. 2-out rally, I believe it was. It was a 2-out rally off Justin Donnaruma's home run, and just like we said what they needed, they've done it, and they are now leading 9-8.
And Carmelo, I mean, once again,
Franco,
really,
nice cut.
really interesting point for the unattentive viewer. That yes, actually a pitcher can come back in high school baseball. Really interesting aspect of the game.
Very versatile lineup, but you could put in a pitch like the pitcher, whoever pinch hits for the pitcher, could like switch positions. It's really weird. And Franco tries to kill it, and he strikes.
It was a
out.
good inning
good
overall.
effort there,
It started out a little slow. They got I think 2 in a row outs, but they off Justin Donnaruma's home run, they picked up the rally and scored another one. Bases loaded. They had quite a few going. There were some walks. Dave Ogden got walked. Jeff Brzezinski beat it out, and it all came together for a little Wayne Hills motivation during the end of this game. We're now in the 6th. They could hold them here. We'll see. Actually, I'm sorry, Carmelo.
And now-
question.
Sorry to interrupt, but it's time for your trivia answer.
No.
How about you guys take a guess? Take a stab at it. What
wanna
do
go
you
with-
think?
Since I'm in the Wayne Hills Video Club, I don't think it's fair for me
all right,
to.
all right.
I'm not okay. I haven't.
He doesn't. Maybe.
Spencer's a
Well, I'm
newbie.
in the video club, and I wouldn't call. I called some games earlier in the year, but if I'm gonna take a stab at it, I would have said Jeff Brzezinski.
Jeff
But
Brzezinski.
given that answer is, I actually, you know what? I don't want to guess because I don't want to not give credit
Jeff
to the two people I
Brzezinski's
know are
a
working
TV
You would have been
student.
wrong right there because the answer is A. And if you guess that, you said right.
Oh, Andrew
Mr.
Gaia.
Andrew Gaia, as we mentioned very early in the game, it's on JV, possible catcher next year on varsity. They're going to be platooning those catchers. Putting 2 or 3 of them, trying to see who can start.
I'm going to say Eric White's going to get the start next year, backed by a strong Dan DeSico, who's got a very strong arm. You might see Andrew Gaia rotating in a little bit bullpen action, but Dan DeSico definitely has a strong arm. Eric White has the technique and the intellect to get him in that starting spot. Once again, the music, guys. What do you think this little, you're in the top of the 6th. Music like this really gets
it's
you
all that
through.
can
We're supposed to have the
going.
God. We're supposed to have the God Bless America. This is 6th inning.
is
But we
true.
don't. Apparently, we don't have any singers here. So
Well,
outdoor.
Speak
When
for
we-
yourself, Carmelo. I'm not
No,
necessarily
but-
going to sing into this microphone, but I.
But no, but usually before like indoor games, usually like at our school, we have people come and sing the national anthem before the game. I mean, we don't have any like. That's a little bit
There's
too much
Jeannie's
to ask.
son in
for-
our school who actually stopped by earlier, not for an
She's a
interview,
great
but to
voice.
watch the game. Really great voice, and you guys who stuck around and watched the SDA program a few months ago were a witness to that.
Justin Donnerman was back on the mound. They decided to keep him going.
Donnarumma looking to just keep this 9-8 lead, just put this game away. Pitches a little bit of a sinker there, maybe, and it's fouled off. It's hard to tell from this angle. I mean, even Peter Gammons can't tell from this angle.
We're down the first base
pitches are
line.
breaking balls, or
Has-
And Peter
Yeah,
Gammons
so-
is said to have been able to call a curveball from the Green Monster, which I really don't believe. That's a little ridiculous, but the guy's a connoisseur.
He's the father of baseball.
Oh,
I mean, he not the literal father, but I mean, currently, there's no one like him.
0-2. I mean, if you saw that batter, he jumped at that ball. He's got to keep his momentum back. Otherwise, he's not going to be hitting anything.
And now Donnarumma deals an 0-2 pitch. He's going to break your pitch. Going for the DP, or no, he's just, oh, sorry. I just thought something about first. And an overthrow and an E6, or E5 there, excuse me.
Elliot
by
Shaw, I believe. Once again, John Ine, very tall guy. He's got quite a bit of reach, but not tall enough for that one. That was a little overset.
Jolly Green Giant. Might have had trouble. I mean, no, it was a well-intended throw. Just sometimes they get away from you.
You know, you're in the moment. You're in the rush of making the play, and your mind's going a million places. Sometimes it just gets away from you. Nothing you can do. You just got to keep your head up.
Donnarumma's a great pitcher, man. I mean, he looks a little frazzled out there today. I mean, it's not easy coming in with, like, you know, with the lead almost gone. I mean, so I mean, I don't blame him. He's a great pitcher, and he's showing pretty good control. I mean, he paints the outside. You know, he paints pitches at the knees, and great pitcher. But
Justin has a long history of baseball pitching in this town. I believe he pitched one of the only perfect games in Wayne Little League history on his Christie Electric Little League team. That was probably 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
I believe you get like free hot dogs if you pitch a perfect game, or
he
if
got
you
quite
if you
a
hit one
few.
over the fence or something like that at Dodderwich Field. You get free hot dogs.
I think that was Frank Franco's
Franco
original
did
motivation. Now he has moved on to greater things, but
I was gonna say that would explain why I developed such a hot dog eating habit, because I could constantly get them for free.
Well, Franco's like a Babe Ruth of hot dog eating. I mean, the kid has some. I mean, it's a little ridiculous to compare him to Babe Ruth, but you know,
He's got potential.
kid's the Bambino, you know, nice Italian American kid. No, but now 2-1 pitch, and it's popped up. Foul. And it's into the
Baseball.
other field to the left of us.
Really notable that there is quite a crowd today. Again, it's really good to see everyone out here. It's what a day.
it's getting towards the end of the season. It's getting towards counties. You know, Wayne Hills fans really want to come out here and show their support and make sure they get a good record going into the tournament.
Now it's hit to Evans, throws to Ine, and that's one out for the first out of the inning. And there's still a runner on. Now the runner from second advanced to third, and I believe it's number 32, who is Anthony Wessenberg, second base. And now coming up is number 7, which is the right fielder, Sean Blumenthal. Or, excuse me, it's a pinch hitter. We forgot to mention him before. His name is Lenny Amel.
Good job with the name. You got that. You got it that time.
That one I got. You know, I mean, it's hard doing this, you know. It's a little nerve-wracking. And he rips it down the line, left field. Retreating is
Jeff Brzezinski.
excuse me. And one run will
Past
score.
the fence, I believe.
And now will the runner stop at third? And he is safe at third. Beats
That was
the throw.
past
Would
the
that be a
fence.
ground rule double?
Jeff should have raised his hand, but I don't believe he did, which gave
And now the umpire's making
umpire-
the call.
the umpires
See-
just realized that, you know, Jeff has to signal that it has gone past the fence by putting his arm up, and
Yeah.
that would make him stop at second.
And
But
The problem here in this field is that, like, we have the football practice field, like, in the lacrosse field, soccer field, surrounding our fence, and it's not totally encircled around the field, so it could go way past, and you know.
Margaret's golf cart is trying to stop that problem from happening. But I just have to say that hit was I wish we had a replay, because that hit, although not a home run, was so pure. That just went right off the bat, perfect velocity towards left field. Quite a good hit by number 17.
Man, these kids
I
may
said
not
so,
have
yeah.
like home run power like we do, but they put contact on the ball and they can really rip the ball. That's pretty much the difference between
we
the
do
two
have a lot of
teams.
home run power. I will agree with you there,
Quite
Carmelo.
the trio.
We got like a 3 through 6 big home run hitters. Kind of like, although I hate the Mets, say like a.
The baseball
Kinda like the
analogies,
Mets
let's give it.
We thought you were referring to me, Matt, and yourself in terms of home run power.
We have that too, but
Now Donnarumma the 1-0-1 pitch. It's popped up back. Donnarumma also struggling a bit here. All the pitchers in Wayne Hills have been struggling because, like I said, these pesky Norsemen keep coming back, and it's a tie game right now, 9-9.
is it really tie? Yeah, I guess the
I
runner
mean,
scored
too.
off the ground rule double.
Now Donnarumma throws a little off-speed changeup, I believe, inside and high.
I don't know about you guys, but oh, sorry.
You could go. You could go.
I missed baseball. I mean, this game just reminds me like what I loved about it. so much. It's 6th inning, 9-9, hitting machines. We're seeing two totally different teams coming at it from two totally different angles, and yet they're maintaining the game with each other. You're really getting the best of everything. You're not quite the pitcher's duel, but best of everything.
Spencer, if I could interrupt, I mean, this is really a batter versus pitcher duel right here. You know, Justin staying in there, pitching strikes. He's got 2 strikes on the count, but the batter just keeps fouling him off. Only 1 ball. Justin's not giving up. This is really an old-fashioned showdown between an offensive and defensive player right here, and I love this. This is just great. This is great stuff.
1-2 Donovan deals. Outside corner, 2-2 pitch.
Close.
The crowd is really
a
getting
bit
behind
close there. I mean, I definitely think that was a ball. No doubt about it. I mean, if I was
Intensifies the
umpire, I'd call
matchup a little more.
But with the wide strike zone these umps are calling, it could have been. And it's popped up, going back.
Dave Ogden calling him off.
Ogden, and he pulls it in. 2 outs. Runner still on second.
And the crowd is really getting behind this team here, especially, I know you can't hear it, but Donnarumma before, he's really a fan favorite, really contributes a lot to the team, and a lot of people want to see him succeed.
Number 9, Tom McVeigh is coming up, left fielder.
Back to that play. I mean, I know one thing the outfield concentrates on is communication. They do tons of communication drills to prevent injuries in the outfield. You know, you want to make sure you know who's getting the ball. They call each other off, and that's what great teamwork right there. Ogden calling Jason Evans off, and Evans confirming it, but backing up Ogden. That's really perfect play right there.
This angle pitch looked like a breaking ball by the way he snapped his wrist on the pitch. 1-1. That was definitely a breaking ball.
That was a great pitch.
Without a doubt. Because he really snapped his wrist there.
He caught the batter on that one. He was biting to it.
And the batter, I mean, the batter noticed it because he knew it was coming, but he was a little late.
It's too late.
Late on
He
the
was in the
eye.
pit.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to time it. You got to look at the arm rotation and see what's coming. But, and now it's 0-2, 2 outs. Looking to end the inning is Donnarumma. Throws it high, gives him the heat, and it's ball 1.
So what a ball game so far, guys. I mean, this is 9-9. We thought Hills came out with the early lead. We thought they had the game in the bag. We're looking to go home, but wow, Demarest proves us wrong. They come back, tie at 9-9. It's really been every single run's counted here, and they're just battling.
Now he rips it to right. 1 run scores, and now McVeigh is going for a triple.
It's past the fence. It's going to be a ground rule double.
Ground rule double, so he has to stay back a second. Now Norseman, this game keeps flip-flopping out. It's 10-9.
Every run is going to go back.
This isn't your old-fashioned baseball game, ladies and gentlemen. Your pitchers do it, but I love it. It's exciting. It's a slugfest. I mean, it's new school baseball here.
High scoring, did we? It was 0-0 at the end of the first inning. And
the last matchup between Demarest and Wayne Hills, I believe it was 3-1, which is a low-scoring game, and we weren't expecting this kind of offensive slugfest, so to say. But certainly is entertaining.
And now, Donnarumma still trying to get out this inning. Franco trying to put it away. And he makes the play. Now we go to the...
Franco's been really solid on third. I know he's had some errors in the past, but this game so far he's made, I think, 3 or 4 solid plays and really...
Bottom of the 6th. The Wayne Hills Patriots looking to score some runs so they could put in a closer in the 10th inning or just keep Donnarumma and just close it out.
All right, guys, while we're in between innings, I have a question for you. The Wayne Hills Patriots were county champions in 2000, and they're getting ready to go in the counties. They have the 7th seed. I believe they're facing Pompton. I'm not sure of Pompton's record, but what do you think is going to happen? I'm guessing Pompton's one of the higher seeds since Hills is one of the lower seeds. Any expectations?
I'm looking at pretty much I'm looking at big upsets by Wayne Hills. I mean, as like what seed did you say? They're 7th seed?
7th seed.
As a 7th seed, I mean, they could really make some noise. This is the counties, and especially in sports, the 2 and the 7 matchup is usually one of the best teams at 2 that's fell from 1 to 2.
It's very true.
Against the hottest team in the league, pretty much, the streaky team like number 7. Hills, and if Hills gets it together, they could really make some noise in the counties this year.
This is going to be a heartbreaker. I don't mean to steer from the counties, but I'm just thinking about it. 10-9 at the bottom of the 6th. Both teams have put a lot into this game, invested a lot. This is going to be a heartbreaker for whoever loses. And just one more note I'd like to make. Look who's on the mound again, our friend Gilad. This kid, he's gutsy, he's a warrior. We've said it all before. But, I mean, he is something special. We talk about the intangibles. This kid's got heart, he's got stamina. Once again, it's not always your best outing, but if you can stick with it, you were right when you said before, man. He's really getting better with time, like a fine wine.
Fine cheese.
Getting better with age.
I'd like to get back to the county predictions. I personally think Hills will make an upset or two, but I don't know if they have the stamina that they need to become the county champs again. I know Mr. Iannello, Coach Iannello, I think he won that county championship in one of his first years here, and he's been hungry. He had that taste, and he wants it again. You know, he's determined to get another county championship and then a state's championship to match.
And Galad, I mean, the kid's my hero. You know, I should go up to him and just get an autograph or something. I mean, the kid's a tough kid in there. I mean, the kid's real mentally tough too. I mean, he's a small kid, still throwing decently hard. I mean, he's no like Ali, he's no Flash, but you know, he throws solid, you know, mid-70s.
However, unlike Flash today, he's held the stamina and the durability to go 6 innings, and Flash had what, 1, 2?
Yeah. And also, his control was a little off today. You know, not to
everyone has
praise
off
him
days.
too much.
It should be noted that whatever flack Galad has been given, he's actually currently, if the game went right now, would be the winning pitcher. Galad, number 6. Really, this is what the human spirit's all about, people.
Ooh, and Galad, another hit.
Galad has hit quite a few kids today. I'm going to guess 4 or 5, possibly even 5 or 6.
Bit angry there. That is his 4th or 5th hit.
You have a pinch hitter here.
I'm surprised the ump didn't give a warning yet. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, this is just. I mean, I know he's not doing it intentional, but still.
It's a
Probably
little
trying
much,
to get
right?
him inside.
Carmelo, can we have a roster check here? We have a pinch hitter 47. Who is that?
47. I think
Salerno?
Jeff Salerno.
Salerno. He's the sophomore
First baseman
backup
/
first baseman.
pitcher. He could possibly. We don't know where he's coming. He could be coming to close if they possibly can.
I believe he's very strong. He's got quite a bit of power behind him, and he's played the first base position when John Knight has pitched. And Coach I really likes the way he's turning out.
I'd like to really know what Galad's ERA is today, though. I mean, 9
Can't
innings.
be good for the
Well, this
stats.
is only. It's only 5 innings because there's no outs this inning. So that's 5 and 9. That's like 13.
A
But
shot.
I mean, but you know, he's a warrior, so we got to give him some stuff. Hit deep to center field at the track. Nice. Oh, and he drops it. And Salerno's going to second. And Evans is sliding.
What a hit. Just again, the power of Salerno. He's one of those big sophomores at first base, and he just took that one to the fences. Great play, you know. Now this is vital right here. You got second and third. You have to score. There's no outs. You miss this opportunity. The odds are very likely you're not getting another one. They have to take advantage of this.
Shaw is in very good position here. Runner on second and third. No outs. I mean, just the key here is just hit one deep to left. Actually, right field, preferably, and just tag up and see if you can score a run.
Pinch runner Kevin Dunn, the speedster.
I wanted to break that news, but you beat
I
me
beat
to
you
it.
to it. I'm quite the newsman. Seems to be some controversy here.
Kevin Dunn at number 6 shares the same number with the pitcher Mike Galad, and I really think that maybe you should check other 6s around the
You're
league.
taking Carmelo's analysis between the.
No, well, I'm just saying that both 6s. 6s is obviously something special
Stealing my
because they're both warriors. They're both warrior. Well, I was just trying to make it now. They're both warriors. They're both really gutsy kids. Maybe number 6 is just a lucky jersey number.
I think the call there was that did they already pinch run this inning? I think you can only do 1 per inning. I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
think that
I
was
think
it.
you could only have like a limited number, like 3 or something.
Something
I'm
was
not
happening
sure.
where the
something like
umpire wouldn't let them do the pinch.
But also, you know, it's fine because I mean, Kevin, then you put him like if you had a man on first and you're trying to steal a bag and you're down like a run or two, and I mean, but right here, you know, anybody could get from
Here's
third to
my
home. It's
opinion.
really no.
You gotta let
You need to
Kevin
be a
hit.
speedster, but yeah.
Kevin's a slugger. He will get on base. He will beat out 9 out of 10 that other kids won't.
Now Shaw pops it up to right field. It's going along the line, and is it foul?
Back to Kevin. I mean, if you let him hit, obviously, you know, you put him in the outfield. He's very versatile. If Peichel's pitching, I think he plays outfield, and you should let him hit. You do not have somebody DH for him because he's got quite a bat, quite a bunt. He gets out there and he runs.
Okay, guys, here we go. Play.
1-1 pitch. All right, all you fans out there, if you're just joining us again, we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. We had a little slugfest here, 10-9 Demarest lead. Reno's looking to come back as it goes foul bounce. Nice heads-up play, and he's out. And first out of the inning. I'm Carmelo Guarneri alongside Spencer Fertig and Matt Dubow.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Brzezinski to the bullpen.
Jeff Brzezinski coming in.
Possible relief. He throws quite a bit. Eric White's to follow, the backup catcher.
The kid's definitely a great athlete. I mean, the kid's fast. He's a good fielder. He's crushing the ball. The kid could even pitch. I mean, what else can he do?
They have been through quite a few pitchers today. I'm wondering, can they really hold this out in the future at bats?
Well, if they play like this in the
Games,
counties, I mean, I don't think it's not gonna look too good if they do that. But
they walked Justin Donnarumma, scared of his 2 home run streak, and now
got a little Barry
loading the
Bonds on
bases.
her hand. They're too scared to pitch to him.
The interesting thing about loading the bases is that there's no outs.
Now, it's not like they need a
Well,
force.
if you look at the strategy, it's 1 out. So they're looking for. I mean, it's a little hard, especially with their defensive core is not big, but they're looking for the DP right here, or possibly just if it's a roller, just
They
throwing
also
it
have
home.
to force it home now.
Force it home, exactly.
So it's a combination. You don't want to pitch to Justin in this situation.
And it's ripped to left center field. And Paisho rounds first, and Salerno scores. And Donnarumma's held up at third.
What a
And
hit.
it's a RBI
The
double
timing of that
for
was
Mike
perfect.
Paisho to tie this game up. And now Jeff Brzezinski's in good position to possibly get the save if we get another run in.
Jeff's a lefty. You know, he likes to throw the heat. He keeps the batters honest. You know, he's gonna throw the inside. He's gonna throw the outside. He can really move the ball on him. And
Actually, excuse me, the score is 11-10 now, Wayne Hills. 2-run score. And by the way, you know, I think it's pretty ridiculous that they're not. I mean, we know this kid's a warrior, Gilad, but I think it's a little ridiculous that he
you
hasn't
gotta
taken
take
him out.
now. You
First
gotta
of all,
get a
you're gonna.
closer.
I mean, you're gonna hurt the kid's arm. Second of all, I mean, you have nothing to lose here. I mean, just put some of your other guys in, rest his arm. You know,
There's got to be a reason that we don't understand right now, because
They gotta
all we
be
love
short
the
on
kid, he's
pitchers.
won us over throughout
I
the course
know.
of these 2 hours. It's really puzzling why they won't put.
but I mean, you don't want to. We don't want to see this kid get hurt. I mean,
No, we don't. That's exactly it, Carmelo.
and not just that. I mean, it hurts his confidence too, having an ERA this high. I mean,
Dave
it's not good
Ogden.
for any pitcher.
Sorry to interrupt, but Dave Ogden's in great position right now. He got a man at second and third. He can get 2 RBIs real easy right
One
here.
pitch, Ogden fouls it off. Now we're at 2-2, 1 out. Ogden looking to come through in the clutch here, put a bigger lead for Brzezinski when he comes in. And now 2-2. And again, Gilad hit this one, rips it deep to center, and it's caught out. And Donnarumma will be tagging up, and another run will score. And it's 12-10.
Wow.
2 outs.
Dubow has left
Nice
the booth.
RBI for Dave Ogden. Put in his batting average to close to 650, and a ridiculous number of RBIs, close to like 30. I mean, I don't have the stats on me. I can't tell you exactly, but I'll give you my best approximation. Now Big John Ein steps to the plate, looking to add more runs to this lead, more insurance for the next inning. Ein pulls it back, and it's called for a ball. 1-0. 2 outs. Gilad checks back at the runner second. Throws a nice heater and gets John Ein off his balance. Still bringing the heat here in the 6th inning. It's Gilad.
Yeah, some flashes of greatness, you know, in between what's been a rocky start.
I wouldn't call it greatness. I mean,
You
12
wouldn't?
run runs in 6 innings. But, you know, you got to give the kid props. Give the kid props. Breaking ball gets away there. Slips away.
Yeah, I mean, this is truly puzzling. We wish we could get you some information, Carmelo. I mean, I wish you could, you know, obviously we don't
yeah.
know, but it's really puzzling why he's still in there after 12 earned runs.
Now, I want the manager over here. I want to talk to this guy. See who's outside corner, and I believe it's a ball. 3-1.
3-1, 2 outs. He just wants to get out of this inning by now. Another 3 runs. He needs to get out of here, Carmelo. He needs to get out of here, and quick.
If I'm in Demarest's shoes, I want to.
Pitch, and it's low, and he walks John Ein, and there's runners on first and second. And now you have to say
You have to
that
pull the
Galad's
plug.
got to come.
How?
gotta
How?
pull the
Please,
plug.
please take the kid out.
It's hurting me. It's hurting my eyes.
I hope
It's
he doesn't
hurting
hear
inside.
us.
Even though we're obviously Wayne Hills fans, this is hurting inside. I hope they could hear us or something. I mean,
And now Here's Galad again. With the pitch, it's low, it's a ball. Taking over Carmelo's duties for 1 second. Pardon
That's
me,
fine.
left
That's
the booth.
fine. You could. You want? I'll give you the next
Need
batter.
practice.
No, go
Do
ahead.
some
Need
play-by-play.
practice.
Come on, you need some practice.
Do I really?
Or Dubow or Matt, if you.
And here's the 1-0 count. Let's get it from Galad. That was like a strike here, but no, it was a ball. Oh, it was
Jeff
a strike.
Brzezinski.
You know, maybe I'll hand this back to Carmelo.
This is
I'm
harder
gonna
than
get
it
some
looks. I'm telling you.
Carmelo.
A couple of people were criticizing me before, but I mean, it's hard to see
You're
with the
doing
glare
very
balls
and
and
job
strikes.
for
I
your
mean,
first time.
this
I'd
is
like
tough.
to
And
commend you.
Kaczynski down the line, it's foul.
We're behind the first baseline right now, so we don't really have a first rate look at the pitches, and so really, Carmelo.
It's easier said than done.
Much. And when you call inside outside, it's very hard to tell unless you can really see
Absolutely.
batter's reaction.
Absolutely. But I mean, could get a little sharper though with the calls. But anyway, back to the action. 1-2 count on Brzezinski. Brzezinski looking to give himself more insurance for when he comes up to close this game. That's why it's nice to have some good hitting pitchers. Ooh, gets him on a changeup. Call 3 strike. Throws it to first. Ooh, it's off the bat. He tries to trip him. And he's safe. I mean out, excuse me. Oh, the ball was foul and the ump overturns the
Plate's on. Plate stays.
and play stays. The other ump tried to overturn the call, but it wasn't.
Here comes Coach. I don't know. We don't know if he has a problem or just a conversation, but oh no, he's not even coming to talk to the umpires. But I mean, you can understand his frustration, possibly not at that call necessarily, but at some of the others.
And now, coming top of the 7th, we got Jeff. We have Justin Donnarumma still taking the hill. Coming into. Oh no, he's going to short. Excuse me. So Jeff Brzezinski's coming in to close this game.
It should be interesting.
Or
to
actually,
see
no,
it.
it is Donnarumma. Sorry. Yeah. So I guess
Jeff will remain in left field.
Jeff was just warming up just in case, Donnarumma wouldn't be able to come,
So guys, what do you take on the length of this game? I believe we're on 2.5 hours. 2 hours.
Manageable
45
2.5
minutes.
hours.
2 hours and 45 minutes, I believe.
And actually not really manageable for a high school game,
It's a pretty long 7-inning game. I mean, that for a 9-inning game.
Well, it's
that's
12 to
pretty
10,
common.
so you got to take that into consideration.
It's like a marathon in that it's long. For the players, it's tiring, but in the end, everyone except the losing team will find that it was well worth it.
They're truly battling for every hit, for every on base, for every run. It's a great battle of 2 powers, and we were expecting quite a bit of a blowout, and it looked that way going into the second inning, the bottom of the second. But I mean, this has been a good ball game, and I'm enjoying it.
Warrior sounds, sappy and cliche, but I really don't know what other word to use. In a 2.5-hour battle, I don't want to say mental reserves anymore, but you really have to dig deep inside you. Hills has a 2-run lead right now. Donnarumma hopes to close it out at the top of the 7th, and we can finally have our Cinco de Mayo celebration.
I can't wait for that sour cream.
So
He's got a 2-run lead.
Donnarumma looking to close this out.
Think
He
he
wants to
can,
go
guys?
home. The kid wants to eat his Mexican
Can he
food
do it?
now. I think so. I mean, this is the part of the game where defense and pitching really comes into play. I mean, really need Donnarumma to come up big here. He really needs to keep his pitches under control and hard, and just try to close this game out. And the defense has to be solid behind him and not let any balls get through. All right, so Donnarumma deals. Gibby tries to frame it, but it's a ball.
What Wayne Hills needs to do here is they need to play defensive game. They stop it right here. That's it. That's the ball game. They win this hard-fought match. What they need to do is play defensively, be smart, make the good plays, and getting out. You want to be there for each other. There's got to be a lot of team chatter. You got to talk up your pitcher. You got to keep him going. 7th inning stretch right here. This is truly a long game, and it's going to wear on Justin's arm.
And the fans are chanting for angels in the outfield. They want to see a little magic here. They want to make sure nothing gets by these outfielders. The hands of God are helping. Bit of a slight breaking ball there by Donnarumma. 2-1 count.
Matt Dubow, my partner next to me, is flapping his arms out of control. I understand the call for magic, but buddy, you're quite
And another pitch fouled off late. Another breaking ball that didn't.
2-2.
Or slider. I'm not sure. It's hard for me to say. But I thought he would go with the heater. I thought he would definitely go with the heater there in the count. But we'll see what he does on 2-2.
I believe Coach Rella decides the pitch calling, so he's got his ways.
And that was a breaking ball. Hit to shortstop. Shaw gets the easy out. 1 out.
That's what I'm talking about right there. He didn't bobble it. He fixed his throw compared to the last one, and that's what he has to do. He has to be smart here because he can't afford, as well as the team can't afford, for any careless mistakes.
For the Demarest Norseman. That is how could I forget? It's Galad. And he's trying to help his team out. Hits it deep to center, right center. And Pipes puts out the second out. Now, Wayne Hills Patriots are 1 out away from
This
a
is
12-10. Huge victory of relief. I mean, thought they were going to come here with an easy win, but I mean, teams like this, I mean, Demarest, you got to give it to them. They got heart. I mean, they may not have great talent, but this team's got some heart. They got some good young kids, and no matter whether they win or lose this game, I still respect them. They have my respect. But anyway,
It's going to be a heartbreaker to take that 45
Oh,
minutes
yes,
off the
exactly.
after putting all your effort into
Paints the
the
outside corner there. Nice pitch by Donnarumma. Donnarumma wants to win. He's coming through in the clutch right here.
Guys, I'm getting a
Oh,
little
man.
teary-eyed. This is the seems to be the end of our broadcast. We're getting to it, and this was a great broadcast.
Donnarumma throws it. And Ein tries to dive for it, but it goes
Talk
into
about
right
jinxing
field.
it.
I didn't jinx nothing. We
Not
still
so
have-
fast, my
we
friends.
still
That's
have one
So-
inning, but
That's
it's
my buddy
winding
Lee
down,
Corso
and
said,
I'm
not
getting
so
if
fast.
Donnarumma gets this out now, I think we all go home.
Was I not just saying that this was winding down, Spencer? I'm getting a little teary-eyed, but I will hold it back.
Everyone wants to go
I will
home.
put my
Donnarumma wants
sunglasses
to-
back on and hide my tears.
Come on, everyone wants to go home. I mean, it's Friday night.
But Carmelo, if you put us in the mindset of, not that you're a losing player, but of a losing player, what happens if Demarest does in fact lose this game?
Rips it into the
really
gap
am
in
doing
center.
that.
And now they have a chance. That's why you can't. So you know how they say when there's a perfect game, you don't talk. Well,
We talked.
even when we say this game was winding down, you could have jinxed it right.
Folklore. It was
But
folklore.
hey,
I
we
don't
still
believe it.
got the game to watch. There's 2 outs. Donnarumma's a great kid. He'll try and
Seems like they're pinch running.
It just feels to me that, like I said, like Demarest doesn't want to have to take a 45-minute trip home knowing that they gave up. At
Even
the
it-
very
Well,
end.
that's never good.
Yeah, I don't-
Because rides in silence. I mean, the coach is mad at you. It's just not a good thing.
Here's my perception of it. They fought hard. They came back, and they were always in this game. They have never been out of this game. Calling a timeout here, Coach Rell is going to talk to Justin, but even if they lose, it was a hard-fought battle. Coach has nothing to be upset with his players about. I mean, they played very well, and they were the big underdogs going into this 2-11 against an 8-8. They played extremely well, if you ask me, and I'd be happy if I was the coach. Even if they lose right now, I'd be happy.
Absolutely. I mean, both these teams, played great games. But I mean, if Wayne Hill somehow ends up losing this game with that 6-0 lead, I mean, coach will be. I'm pretty sure he'll be mad, and it'll be back to the drawing board for these guys. Well,
As far
I
as
mean-
Hills, if Wayne Hills loses, then that's disappointing because you're going big. You're looking for the win here. You're expected to win. You're expected to win rather easily. And if you lose before the county tournament, it's gonna hurt your ratings. It's gonna hurt them as far as morale goes.
and it's hard to make the states at under 500 because I don't think
Extremely hard.
I don't think you actually theoretically can. Because if they lose this, they would be 8-9. But we'll just have to wait to see how it pans out. Man on first and second. And the pitch is rounded to Evans, looking to end the game to John
That's
Ein.
it.
And we have Wayne Hills wins with the 12-10 victory.
And it's ironic that they ended just how they started, on a play that really emphasized the fundamentals. I mean, that's what this team really made a priority of doing. They made the tricky plays when they had to, but most of the time it was simply just about getting hits and making the defensive plays, which most of the time weren't too hard, but it's hard to get everyone done right. And Hills did a good job in getting almost every defensive play done right, no matter how simple it was. They really went to the basics, and that was what I think really made them so successful this game.
And before we get to our post-game interview with Justin Donnarumma, I would like to thank everyone, like we mentioned before, cameraman Jason Nye, cameraman Will the Godsend Piper, James Hookstray, anybody else who I forgot to mention, everybody in the video club, even the people out here. It's just Wayne Hills High School, It's a happy day here. 12-10 victory. We got it scared, but we pulled it out. And Demarest has nothing to be ashamed of. This team, hard-fought battle. I mean, their coach should be proud of them. I mean, if I was the coach, there wouldn't be anything I would not be proud of for them. So,
Justin, you're standing by with Justin
So now we're
Donnarumma,
turning
winner,
over to-
star player, if I can,
Matthew.
of this game. He had 2 home runs. They walked to the third time. They were scared of you. What was your mindset going into this game, and why did you guys pull it out?
We have to go 2-2 to make the state playoffs, and this is one of the easier games out of the 4. So we really need to take advantage of this one and put it on their belt so we can have one out of 3 to make the state playoffs.
Did it surprise you that Demarest was this competitive after you had that 6-0 lead, that they came back? You know, they kept the same pitcher in the whole game. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you know, Sean struggled a little bit. He's usually a lot better. He just lost his concentration maybe, walked a little bit. We picked up behind him in the defense, and, you know, we came out victorious. So.
All right, before I let you go celebrate with the team, I have a question about counties. What does this mindset of this game bring you with the feeling coming into counties, and what are your expectations?
Well, we got next week we have Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Monday's game is just as important as the other games. We have to come out to play every single game like we did today. Even though it was a little close at the end, we have to just come out and win the games no matter what.
Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Donnarumma, thanks a lot. Congratulations back to Carmelo and Spencer. You're standing by.
All right, you guys just witnessed a dandy day, 12-10 victory by Wayne Hills up and down game slugfest, and we'll be signing off. I'm Carmelo Guarneri with
I'm Spencer Fertig.
and Matt Dubow, and this is Wayne Hills TV production, and see you.